Hello. Hello, hello. So, this game got recently ported to the, or maybe ported is the wrong word, updated to the more modern engine that they also used in Below Zero. I think it happened towards the end of last year. So, I've been kinda waiting to replay those until that was done. And then I was done, and then I forgot about it. Recently I saw another streamer play this for the first time, and I was like, oh yeah, right. You're gonna replay Subnautica at some point. So, hearing the music and shit made me basically immediately want to go back and play it again. I'm gonna... It gets a little bit long since my Below Zero playthrough for really comparing it that cleanly, but I felt like when I finished Below Zero that some of the criticism against it was not particularly fair, because a lot of what people hold against it are also things that don't really work super well in the base game, I think. Or at least I thought. So we'll see. I've tried streaming this before, and it was choppy as fuck for some reason. Like, I didn't see it on my screen, but apparently in the recording, or rather on the stream, it was dropping a lot of frames. I think my CPU was struggling to keep up with it. I didn't have that issue at all when I was playing Below Zero, so I'm assuming that the engine improvements that they made will also make the game run better and that I can stream it just fine. I did a little test recording just to make sure, and on my recording it was perfectly fine, or at least as perfectly fine as my quality settings usually provide. So let's hope it's not too bad. Also, I'm assuming for some of the more dense areas, bitrate is gonna be a bit of an issue. If that becomes a major pain, I'll try to turn the FPS down to 30 like I do for Hunt Showdown, which isn't gonna be beautiful, but will hopefully improve the issue a bit when it comes up. Also, I have no idea how good the audio balance is. To my ears, it sounded fine on my test recording, but everyone has their own tastes in that regard, so who knows, might just be my setup being fine with it. So yeah, I think that's all that needs to be said. I'm gonna play on survival. I was tempted to do freedom, because after a not super long time, the survival elements just kind of become, I don't know, very superficial. It's kind of odd. I don't want to do hardcore because I do actually hope, at least, I have aspirations to maybe actually make it through the game. And knowing myself, I'll probably die some random ass death a few hours into the playthrough, and then I'll be faced with the consequence of my choice for hardcore, and I don't want to do that, so let's just pick survival and enjoy the baseline experience. Press any button to continue, I shall do.
Launch in 3.
Oh yeah, this is where we die.
1.
Goodbye ship. Likely to be never seen again. Look at it, it explodes right there, in space. How could that possibly make it to the surface of the planet? And we do it. That looks like it might do your head in properly. Oh well, minor concussion. We'll be fine. We pick things up with left mouse button though, which is odd. We use with right mouse button, which also feels a little bit odd, but I'll get used to it out. Intense music stops. Ding, ding.
You have suffered minor head trauma. This is considered an optimal.
Very serious case of minor brain damage.
The PDA has now rebooted in emergency mode with one directive: to keep you alive on an alien world. Please refer to the databank for detailed survival advice. Good luck.
Gotta say, I'm not a major One Directive fan, but hey, to each their own. Anything standing out here as fancy or unusual? Oh, we can pin recipes now by just clicking on it. Look at that, it's beautiful. Let's just pin all the things. that we want in life. I'm sure that's not gonna be annoying to look at the entire time. Bacon manager, very good. Let's make you green, so we can't see it at all while we're out on the water. Voice log, blueprints, equipment, air pumps. I'm not gonna read all of these. I was hoping to read all of them when I was going through below zero. I even said that during my playthrough, I think, on stream, like, oh yeah, we'll sit down and just read all of them. Yeah, I don't know. Just kinda didn't get into the situation to do that. Also, nice that this info prompt stays until I close the menu. You tell me to go to the data bank and check the survival advice, and then you also give me a prompt, tutorial prompt, to close the menu. Okay, let me just close the menu again and then reopen it so I can actually read your survival advice. Let's see. If you're reading this and you survived an emergency evacuation of a capital class ship equipped with Altera technology, congratulations, the hard part is over. Your PDA has I guess it is the hard part, really, because we're the only people alive, so maybe the hard part is actually just getting off the thing before it explodes and not dying on the way down. Alright, Kojak? Or, well, on arrival, mostly. I don't think the fall is what kills you, it's stopping suddenly, isn't it? Your PDA is automatically rebooted in emergency mode. This operating system has one directive: to keep you alive in a hostile alien world. If that is not possible, it will alert salvage teams to the location of your remains. That is actually neat that they explain that, because we do get the messages from the other teams. Neat. It features full monitoring of vital signs for timely survival advice, blueprints for fabricating a range of essential survival equipment tailored to your environment, onboard camera, microphone, and OCR technology for short-range situational analysis. A little bit of context for how the game knows what we know. Cross-compatibility with all Altera-compliant products. NB, your personal and work files have been encrypted and may be retrieved at a later date by a licensed engineer. Survival checklist. Administer first aid if required. Take inventory of available materials and supplies and decide on rations. Survey the environment for threats and resources. Construct necessary survival equipment using the lifeboat's fabricator. Check the lifeboat for damage and repair as necessary. Broadcast local distress signal using lifeboat's short-range radio. Locate other survivors using line of sight or the radio. Use your eyeballs to see things. Thank you. Find or construct a more permanent habitat. Maintain physical and psychological health until rescue. NB? I don't know what NB stands for. I probably knew that once and forgot. This information is meant as a general guide. In the first instance, you should always follow the advice of your PDA, which has taken your particular circumstances into account. Thank you, PDA. Please tell me how to game. Warning, blueprint database corrupted. Damage to your PDA's hard drive has corrupted approximately 80% of stored survival blueprints. Blueprints may be reacquired by scanning a salvage technology using the handheld scanner or by downloading plans from a shipboard to data box. In the circumstance, these assets will be most likely found amongst records from the Aurora. Oddly specific, given everything else was so specific. 2 berth emergency lifeboats. Okay, let's not read all of these. We have an all-environment protection suit. Should always be equipped before lifeboat launch, just in case of hull breach. There. Aurora ship status. 23 command team, 85 engineering team, 40 support crew, 9 passengers. Thought there was gonna be more people on such a big ship, but I don't know. Cause unknown, evacuation date unavailable. Well, right, that's our mandated reading for the day. Do we get a free first aid kit? We do, how nice. Lovely. Right, so first things, we stash the fire extinguisher. Do I want a nutrient block? No, we can just grab some fisk. Okay, so you could just use the hatch to go down. I think the introduction going upstairs is better. Because you get to see the weird flying fisk. And get to see the ship. I feel like this is the intended first time.
Aurora suffered orbital hull failure. Cause unknown. 0 human life signs detected.
So yeah, I think this going up here thing is the first thing you're supposed to do, whereas going down the hatch downstairs kind of gives you a slightly less fun first experience. We are in the water. So if I recall correctly, the map on this is fixed, like it is handcrafted and does not change randomly. However, your exact starting location is slightly shuffled. You always start in these beginning areas, the safe shallows, but your exact location is not always going to be the same. However, your first action is always going to be the same. If you're a new player, you're going to grab every acid mushroom in the game and fill your inventory on that junk, even though they are actually abundant as fuck, so you don't need that many at all. This game still looks very, very pretty.
Alien life forms may have unexpected
Just grab it by the eye.
Utilizing alien resources is a proven survival strategy.
Acquire every bladderfish in the game. Feels like we're in a rather deep starting spot, honestly. I feel like usually you're a little bit more in that direction, where it's not nearly as deep. Alright, let's grab some regular fisk to eat, maybe some more salvage. Now I do need 1 or 2 of those mushrooms to make a battery, if I recall correctly. Yoink. And... well, we're so slow it feels like. Or well, at least all the fish are faster than we are. Yeah, I'm on. There we go. Yeah, this seems like a slightly awkward spot. I guess we'll ultimately not care too much because we'll make our own habitat eventually, but it's a little bit awkward to dive. How many salvage bits do I have? 1. Let's grab a second one and some mushrooms. Let's grab 3, that should be good enough. I think you only need 1 for a battery, if brain serves at all. If we want to get scanning. So, fabricator, sort out my food situation. Let's start by making some water from the bladderfish. That was the first minor puzzle that I had to solve when I first started playing the game. How the fuck do you get water? Well, you get them from bladderfish.
Fabricator cooks small organisms while disposing of the skeletal structure, bodily fluids, and internal organs, thus rendering them safe for human consumption.
Very good of the fabricator. Tyven. We'd be completely screwed without it. Sure, let's keep this thing alive. So if you cook them, they start spoiling, whereas if you keep them alive in your inventory, they don't. So we don't want to immediately cook all of them. I do turn all of the salvage into titanium though. And then we can make... what do I need for a battery? It's in resources, isn't it? Oh, we need copper, of course. Also 2 mushrooms, not just 1. Good. Sure, let's just pin every recipe in the game. That might be remotely useful. That actually looks pretty good for pins. Okay, so we need to find some copper and we'll grab a second mushroom. Yeah, see, this introduction isn't quite as neat. You get the fucking bunnyfish swimming by, which is cool, but I like the view of the aurora and like all around you is just water better. This is not really all around you water, they do hide the islands somewhat clumsily.
Copper is an essential component of all powered equipment. Your probability of survival has just increased to unlikely, but plausible.
I'll take those odds. Not that I have much choice anyway. You could probably dive down there because there's a brain coral, but I don't like relying on those. They seem to do that thing that the old Sonic games always do when you're in an underwater section, where they don't spit out the air bubbles when you most need them. So you'll be sitting there on top of it going, please, 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 give me air, and the game's like, no. Right, we may as well start by making 2 batteries right off the bat. I forgot to grab another mushroom, I'm fucking stupid.
Trend is consistent with damage to the Aurora's drive core sustained during planet fall.
I think that's all the batteries we need for the start. Maybe we need a 3rd one, but we can always grab more mushrooms. Very easy to come by. Ooh, power cells available, very good, but not super important right now. Don't need a titanium ingot. I should just make the standard oxygen tank from some titanium right off the bat. Up to 75 right away.
New blueprint acquired.
Need silicone rubber for the fins. Don't need to make the first aid kits because we got them for free, basically. Let's grab a scanner, one of the most important things in the game.
The scanner can be used to synthesize blueprints.
Immediately point
from
at self.
salvaged technology and to record alien biological data.
Right, let's unpin the battery and the scanner because we made that. Let me see, wiring kit was 2 silver and computer chip was gold, wiring kit and copper. Let's see if I still have that memorized. Gold, copper wire and table coral sample. Okay, I was completely off there. Anything else we can make immediately that would be useful? I don't want to make too many of these lockers, but I think we'll make 1. I don't think I can survive on just the pod storage, because we do have a little storage space here, and that's very useful, but it's not a lot either, so will probably run out before we make our proper habitat. So I may as well make our first little supply locker that we'll use as a temporary storage solution. Put you right here. Right click. Okay, nothing to put in there right now. Actually, let's just put the fish in here. I'll only need it when I'm home anyway, because I need to cook it first. We could just go all the way down here, honestly, and use the coral to get some air. Oh, right, we need to scan everything in the game. It's very important. I always like that you can scan everything and that you get a little lore blurb about every single thing, pretty much. Even if I don't end up reading most of them. It's still like a nice little detail. Helps with the world building and is good for those that are interested in actually reading them.
30 seconds.
Not sure why I specifically grabbed the bladderfish, but alas. So one thing this game has much better than the second one, as in Below Zero, is the soundtrack. The game's soundtrack is great. Now the composer turned out to be complete turd, but alas, his music is pretty fucking solid. Let's just make one of these and another bottle of water, so we have something for the road. Because if we do end up diving deep down, I don't want to be under food pressure in addition to time pressure and shit. Oh, you can overeat in this, I forgot. Very good. All of this goes in here, and we go down. So, we need some quartz for the flashlight, which would be nice to have, especially right now. Maybe we should wait with going into caves until we have the quartz for a flashlight. I'm sure we'll find some quartz near the surface here somewhere. Like right there, for example. Don't need to scan quartz, apparently. Hello, crashfish. Ow. Nice of the crashfish to scan so quickly. There we go. That's the hotspot for scanning the sulfur plant. Scan a bit of everything. You don't actually need that much cave sulfur, but it's really hard to find at first. Because you just don't know. Right, let's ingest our first aid kit. Hello, whole fish. Imagine you instead find half a fish still alive, running around, or swimming around even. Miserable existence. Life as half a fish. This game is very pretty. So I hope the game also looks reasonably good on stream. Like I said, I did a test recording, it looked okay, but stream will always make it look slightly different than what I can test for anyway, so for all I know it could look complete garbage. If so, please let me know and I'll try to adjust if I can. Same with audio balance, by the way, if the sound is trash. Please ass up. Finishing the sea glide right away, very good. There's some grav trap fragments. Let's grab the brain coral while we're here. Blop, blop, blop. That's an alien egg, isn't it? Yeah, let's not grab that. Another good beginner's thing that everyone does is, oh boy, an alien egg, let me grab that, because I mean, why wouldn't you? It's only natural that you start by grabbing all the things, and alien egg sounds fancy, so you might want to grab it right away. But alas, incredibly useful. It is not pretty big and just takes up space. Let's grab the table coral. We don't have a knife yet, so we can't grab it, but we might as well scan it while we're here. Don't think we've scanned the boomerang yet, have we? Yoink. More quartz, very good. It's part of why we're here. Oh, I should also... One thing I never see people do very much is they tend to, when they see a sandstone thing or a limestone thing, like one of those resource nodes, the scan icon still pops up in the bottom right, and even after gathering like 50 of them, a lot of people still just never scan them. Again, it's not mandatory to scan anything, pretty much, but I do find it odd how people tend to just not notice those, I think. Yeah. I'm not particularly good at dodging these, but they won't be an issue for long, so I think we'll be fine. Also, the game generously provides you with infinite free first aid kits, so not really much to worry about there. Let's go back and grab our spoils. Let me scan one of these guys if I can without dying. They're not that dangerous, usually. Scan very slowly. Very complex creature. Almost flying right there. Could go down here, grab some air from the brain coral. There's another egg I will not be bothering to pick up. Blop, blop, blop. Shuttlebug. I think these, like, are actually pretty bad or something. I don't remember their lore. They did something weird. Maybe the opposite. Maybe they eat, like, or filter out the bad bacteria or something. I don't know. Like I said, there's basically, like, lore blurbs for pretty much everything in the game, which is neat. Makes it feel like there's actually a bit of an ecosystem going on, rather than just game mechanics. Hello, stalkers. Please don't mind me. I'm not the marked one. You don't need to kill me. What if I was the marked one, though? Wouldn't that be great? Please no kill. I've done nothing wrong. So one thing that's always fascinating about Subnautica, and games like Subnautica, although very few do it nearly as well as this game does it, is the sense of everything being foreign and weird. Everything starts like spooky and unusual. You have no idea which fish is friendly. Every biome is a little bit creepy at first, and like it has you on edge pretty much the entire time. But as you then start dipping your toes into the other biomes and the other areas, you start to get more and more used to them. And the game becomes more and more familiar. It kind of perfectly illustrates that sort of fear of the unknown that you have initially, and how you get to overcome that over time through, like, slow, steady, repeated exposure. One of those things that games are uniquely suited to do, without putting you into any actual danger, or into any actual meaningful situations. And Subnautica does it really fucking well. Right, so we have a bunch of new stuff. Are you done? You're done, thank you for the free health. We have deployables. Oh, we can make a growth trap right away. Sea Glide needs lubricant, we can make that as well. It is right here, it needs a creepline seed cluster.
Lubricant is essential in construction of vehicles and power plants.
Make a copper wire. I don't know how much copper we have on hand. Hopefully enough to make all the things we want. Anyway, I desperately want the Sea Glide. Very, very good. Increased mobility, always welcome.
The Sea Glide will increase your effective exploration range. For your safety, please pack supplies for long journeys and stay within 5 kilometers of the nearest life pod or habitat.
I think we'll manage with the 5-kilometer radius thing. I don't think the map is that big, so we should be good. Anything else we can do? Right, let's make the glass so we can have a torch eventually. Grab... Didn't I make a second battery? I could have sworn I made a second battery. Where did that go? Oh, into the Sea Glide, of course. That makes sense. So we desperately need more copper. We also need some more of these mushrooms. Not many though. We have the Sea Glide, we go fast. There's copper, very good. Always need more copper in this game. I wonder if they adjusted the recipes. If I recall correctly, some of the stuff in Below Zero is a little bit cheaper than it is in the base game. And I wonder if they adjusted the recipe cost to the Below Zero ones. Stuff like lockers, I think. There's some of the basic materials needed more in this game than it does in Below Zero. I think ingots might even cost 5 in Below Zero and 10 in this game, that sort of thing. I wonder if they adjusted that. Probably not. Don't think we need that much quartz, but sure, I'll grab some more. We can always use it eventually for base building. Or a fancy little egg. Sure. Why not? Why not? Well, because inventory space, but anyway. Oxygen. They're gonna have that a lot at the start, especially. Very blue. I thought there might have been another egg or something. You can probably pretty easily go into that cave right below our life pod now, because we are A, very fast with the sea glide, and B, we have light on the sea glide as well. Very useful tool. Oh, that's a beacon fragment. I thought that was a sea glide one. I shall partake. Right, we also need some mushrooms to make... Wait, what? Oh, coral shell plates. Sure, I scan. We scan everything. We needed some mushrooms for batteries, but inventory space is already becoming a major problem. As it always is. Right, we need a battery. And now we can make a flashlight. Aha, light. Yes, pointed directly at your face while it's on as well. Very smart. I guess it's not that bright. We need silicone rubber. I think we need the knife for that. No, that doesn't make sense. Okay. How do we make silicone rubber again? Oh, from creepvine clusters as well. Never mind. We can do that. Not a problem. Time to make the repair tool. Unpin this before we click on it this time. I guess we'll also grab a knife while we're at it.
Weapons were removed from standard survival blueprints following the massacre on Abraxas Prime. The knife remains the only exception. Caution. Continued degradation of the Aurora's drive core may result in a quantum detonation. Continuing to monitor.
I'm sure that's fine. No way that goes wrong. We should be able to make the fins as well. Yeah, 15% move speed. Just like that. Very good.
The fabricator draws from available data to provide environment-appropriate equipment using locally available materials. For your safety, this setting cannot be overridden.
You don't know what's good for me, game. Don't pretend. We can have one more fish before we leave. This is only 20 water. Oh, I thought it was 50. Never mind. It's probably the filtered water that gives 50 later. So let's cook a whole fish. Sure, why not? I'll refrain from making more half a fish sort of jokes about that. I will cram the peeper outside onto the bin, maybe as well as the creepvine until we need it. Okay, so let's look at what else we have available here, what our next steps should be. High capacity O2 tank should be a priority, so let's pin that as well. I kind of want an air bladder. I want to see if they improved it. In the base game it was kind of not great, but in Below Zero you could also use it for some air, I think. Like when you used it, you get some air from it, which gave you occasionally the opportunity to survive when you otherwise would have drowned. It's just fun to have around. I used it a little bit in Below Zero, so I'll try to use it here as well. Okay, that looks to be it from new recipes. Let's click on all of these, so they are no longer tagged as new. I say that, they are still tagged as new. How long do I have to wait? Second each, it seems. That's a little bit tedious. Wish there was a I have read this, I promise button. Even if I do sign my soul away onto another unread NDA. Or not NDA, terms and conditions. Shuttlebug. Flora, exploitable, acid mushrooms, creepvine seeds, sulfur plant, veined nettle, and writhing weed. Very good. We have limestone outcrops, titanium and copper source, scattered wreckage, titanium source. Good, that should be it. Right, we can turn you into more silicone rubber because we need one for the this device, air bladder. We'll grab a bladder fish. I remember some people criticizing No Man's Sky for plenty of reasons, mostly correct, but one of them was a little bit odd to me, because this game doesn't get shit for it, and that is the fact that No Man's Sky, whenever you need a resource, it just basically spawns that resource right around you, no matter where you arrive near a planet. There's just always gonna be asteroids to shoot to provide you with all the resources you need to continue traveling. You can't really strand yourself. Now, I think that's fine overall, but okay, let's see. This game also does it a lot. Like, you just always have fish around you whenever you need them, pretty much. Now, you don't always get to immediately cook them, but... I never really feel like I am in much trouble when it comes to food in this game.
Secondary systems online, running full environment diagnostic and outputting results to databank.
Ocean planet may support Leviathan-class predators. High level of foreign bacteria. Beyond Federation space rescue unlikely. Not recommended to explore without hazardous material suits and extensive support apparatus. Well, we'll just have to make do. Oh, I was too far away. Let's get our first crash call. Let me unpin this. Nope, can't do that like that.
Operation will be dispatched to your location in 9 hours.
They also did that joke in Portal 2, I think. It's a good one. Right, so, how are we doing inventory-wise? Looks pretty good. Let's grab one more bottle of water just in case we need one on the go. Yeah, I think that should be fine. Okay, so, let's go and explore a little bit further downstairs. We had this hole right here. And now that we are fast and we can see underwater, in the deep. Let's have a look around, see if we can find anything like silver. Let's stay with the main hole for now, so we don't lose our way. Well, there's some resources. I moved to avoid the crash fish.
Deposits in the local cave systems. Sulfur is an essential component of the repair tool.
Oh, you didn't launch it? Come on. Do it then. Yeah, nice try. I guess I should grab this while I'm here. I don't think you need that much sulfur, at least from what I remember. I kinda wanna grab the quartz because I'll need that long term for base building, but it will clog up my inventory and my storage for now, which is kinda limited. Let's get some air on the brain coral. I think I want to unequip the Sea Glide whenever I'm not using it, like whenever I'm waiting in a spot like this, because it does have battery that is slowly draining, even when you're not moving around that much. Maybe just because I have the light on, but in general I'm gonna try to not have that out 24/7. There's another egg in it, yeah. So many eggs. Management would be pleased. Whole lot of quartz, not a lot of sandstone or limestone rather. Well, sandstone neither, but I don't think we get to find that here. Maybe very rarely, but it's not one of the main resources. Stick my light source in the ground, suddenly everything is dark. God, this is a very bright flashlight, I approve. Maybe I should just be using this while we're waiting. Or while we're swimming through a cave like that. And actually only switch to the Sea Glide for movement. These reefback leviathans in the back there. Beautiful. Bit spooky at first, but very, very cool. Hey, we got our tiny bit of sandstone. I did not remember that being here, but I will gladly participate in some sandstone mining. We got gold. I kind of wanted silver, I think, but I'll take some gold, I suppose. I think I ended up with way more of one than the other, if I recall correctly. I think gold, even though is technically the more rare resource, you don't need quite as much, because you need 2 silver for a wiring kit. And I think you need a shit ton of silver as a result. Or at least a pretty large amount of silver. Maybe not a shit ton, but more than you need gold, if I recall correctly. I guess while we're here, we should also quickly grab some table coral. This is pretty big, isn't it? Oh, I unequipped an F accidentally. Nope, you're small size. I could have sworn those were big in the base game before they updated it. But maybe I'm just misremembering. One of these kinds of resources is pretty big. Maybe the ones you cut from this shit. You do cut shit from this, don't you? Yes. Oh, those are also small. Maybe I'm insane. I might be insane. Alright, let's try. See, that's a fun tool. I like that tool. Oh yeah, and we can... I think I just saw that I can also press F. Yeah, I can press F to replenish oxygen. I wonder how much is in that. Maybe we could try that. Let's maybe go through here. See where this leads. Probably nowhere. Oop. Right, Igor. Welcome back. Enjoying ourselves a nice little nightly swim in Subnautica today. Any of this scannable? I think this is the same wreck I've swum over 3 times now. Maybe not. I think I would have spotted this if I had. Let's maybe get the actual flashlight out so we can see things. Right, so how much do we get from this? That is a pathetic amount. And we can't use it to ascend if we do that. Okay, that's not ideal. It does replenish the moment we breach the surface, but I guess we're not going to be using that for oxygen aside from absolute emergencies. Okay, we do still have a tiny bit of room, so let's swim down here and see if we can get some more of the good stuff. Yeah, that is some of the good stuff.
Silver-based wiring kits are an essential component of many habitat modules.
Yep. More sandstone. Yes, please. Lead is also alright. We need that too. Base build and reinforce shit so it doesn't break. We get some air. Let's find out if that also replenishes the diving thing. Or the anti-diving thing, I should say. No, that does not refresh my bladder. Hee hee. That's a shame though. I feel like that was better and below 0, but maybe I'm misremembering. Okay, inventory full. Anything I can get rid of that isn't immediately useful. I'm not sure when I'm gonna be using these, but I think will be using these eventually. So let's just not drop them. Let's go and stash our bullshit at home. We should be able to make the better oxygen tank now. The standard one that we need there is on our back, so we can just put it in our inventory once we have some space, and then the glass we can make with the quartz. So we should be good. Let's see. Let me stash this stuff down here for now. Maybe alongside the cave sulfur. I don't think we'll need that very often. Sure, let's hope that's enough room. Did we get? Nope, we didn't get a message yet. Let's grab one of these. Toss you in here. I want to make 2 glass. A1 and A2. Then we go here, take this off. And make the high capacity O2 tank. Boy, boy, boy. Look at all this air. Over 2 minutes of oxygen now. Now, I know game mechanically it makes sense that these numbers are low, but I feel like for a realistic, quote-unquote, high-capacity oxygen tanks, 2 minutes of breathing isn't that much. Surely we have the technology to make better ones that have more air in them. I'm not a diver or anything like that, but that does seem a little bit low, doesn't it? Can we do anything else that would be interesting? I don't think I'll fuck around too much with these air pumps and pipes. They seem a little bit pointless. They've always seemed a little bit pointless. I guess we'll pin this next as our mid-term goal. So for that we need 2 silver here, 2 cable toral samples, yes brain. Okay, we actually need the sample that we have out here. Let's go and grab it right away. I'll grab all 4 of these. We can also do some food, so let's grab the boomerang. Or should we need the silicone? Oh, I need mushrooms. Or a battery. Let's hope we have enough copper. We probably don't. I need 2 more copper for a copper wire already. That's not ideal. How inventory are we? That's not a lot, but we only need 2 copper. That can't be that hard to find. Right. Copper should be absolutely everywhere. Abundant, as they call it. Have a swim around. Don't you blare at me. Right, into the red cope section. On paper, or on initial approach, not as spooky as the kelp forest, or the creepvine forest, or whatever the fuck it's called. I think it's creepvine forest.
Local radiation readings suggest the Aurora's drag core has reached critical state. Quantum detonation will occur within 2 hours.
So this place looks a lot more friendly and welcoming, the red stuff, than the weird creepvine forest, so I think a lot of people, myself included when I first played this, will stay a little bit away from the creepvines, even though they are actually pretty harmless, all things considered. Like, the stalkers are not exactly dangerous enemies, whereas the red stuff has the sand sharks, which are also not super spooky or super dangerous, but they will actually very actively go after you, whereas the stalkers just kind of defend themselves.
This is Ozzy from the cafeteria. What the hell, guys? They didn't warn us this might happen. Our pod was almost crushed by this Seamoth Bay on the way down. Now we're hanging on the edge of a cave system, and this grim-looking snake thing's trying to eat through the hull. Come get us already.
New silver location uploaded to PDA.
Right, we need 1 more silver, unfortunately. I thought I had enough. That was my bad. Well, I guess we'll just hoard the rest of this. Trying to brainially separate these in a way that makes sense, like what I want to put outside in the bin versus what I have inside in the bin, but can't really come up with anything, so I guess I'll just stash it as it fits until we have a longer term storage solution. I have one of these, one of those, one of these. We can actually eat the other fish as well. We need to grab the bin anyway. So we can store this shit, and let's just put all the quartz in here. Or pretty much all of the quartz. I find it kind of interesting how you can overeat and overdrink in this game. Not a lot of survival games do that. Like, as soon as you are below 100, if I eat a fisk, it will put me... Like, it'll actually count. It doesn't just cap out at 100, it'll give me the full value. So if you're at 99 and you eat a pretty big food thing, then you are well fed for longer, which is fine with me. It's just a bit unusual. Let's put this quartz in here. I'll grab 1 water in case we need it. And back out we go to hopefully find more silver. I think our chances should be better over here in the red kelpie area. I think that's where more of the sandstone spawns, whereas in the shallows you only get it in the more deep caves that are around. I think here you can find it all over the place. Like, not super commonly or abundantly, but hey, close enough. Hello, bioreactor. I'll probably have that in a bit. That might be a little bit beyond the stream, but eventually. Seamoth fragment, yes please. I think that's another bioreactor bit behind it. Oh, that's a scanner room. Sure, we'll have some bits of scanner room. Bang.
Integrating new PDA data. Short-range scans suggest this biome supports extensive biodiversity and connects to a number of small cave networks. New blueprint acquired.
Every discovery is the most important discovery of our lives. Soundtrack-wise. Okay, that's the silver that we needed. See if we can find some more while we're here. I'm not gonna grab the quartz now. We can always search for that later when we're in dire need.
Passing 100 meters. Oxygen efficiency decreased.
Wow. Hello there, awkward plant.
30 seconds.
Yeah, nice aim, idiot. Can't hurt shit. It's like me and Hunt. Right, ascend. Whee. It is pretty good to get up. Maybe I will kick this around. I was tempted to just leave it somewhere else and not really care about wasting the inventory slot on it, but getting up this quickly is pretty nice. Also, Jesus Christ, this loading. It might still be better than in the base game before they updated the engine. But that doesn't really mean that it's much of an improvement, just that the base game was really, really bad about that. Yeah, what you gonna do, Shark, huh? I'm scanning your ass. Nothing. You can do nothing. Yoink. New stuff to scan. Sure, I am in. Ow. Now you cannot shoot while I'm sitting still. Scanning something. Cheeky bugger. Stop guarding the sandstone, I need that. I think you can cut them and get seeds from them, and then you can grow your own pseudo turret defense for your bases. Just gotta be careful not to get in front of it yourself. There's a bin. I spot a bin from a mile away. I must scan the bin. Be one with the bin.
New blueprint acquired.
We're done with the bioreactors. It should be titanium, yeah. That's something I also appreciate about this game. If you find a blueprint that you already have, you'll just get titanium instead, which isn't a great resource, but you need so much of it that it's still nice to have. Like, it never feels too bad to find something that you already know. Partially, probably just because of how insanely large amounts of titanium you need, but hey. Still better to get something than not get something.
Blueprint acquired.
One pretty clever decision the game makes is that if you are running out of oxygen and the screen fades to black, you still get to continue swimming for a moment. Like, even though you can't see anymore, you can still continue getting up, and it creates these little dramatic scenarios where you are very desperately scrambling to get up and like, no, I can't see myself anymore, I must be already dead, and then surprise, you still get air and you still survive. Which is a very cool thing. Very clever way of doing it. You think all hope is lost and then you survive anyway? Oops. Accidentally mouse wheel. Anything else interesting here? There's a bunch of scrap on the ground. If we were in dire need of titanium, we should grab that, but pretty limited on inventory space right now. We're getting enough titanium from scanning these fragments that we already have. Guess we'll grab some limestone while we're here. With the movement, can't touch it. Right, I think it's right around time for us to head back. Thought I saw sandstone, here it is.
30 seconds.
You really just need air all the fucking time, huh? Stupid humans and their need to breathe. Nuclear waste disposal, just in case we need that.
Blueprint acquired.
Hello, don't mind me. Well, it doesn't mind me. Probably doesn't have much of a mind to begin with, but regardless, it does not care for me. Anything interesting here for us to scan? Well, the reef back itself would be something fun to scan, wouldn't it? Let's do that. I think it has barnacles on it sometimes that you can mine. Kinda like limestone. Regress shell. Rogue candle, cradle. No, that's rouge, isn't it? Those two words are very similar in spelling. Hard to keep them apart sometimes. Red word. Why not? Scan all of the plants ever. There's a barnacle. What do we got? Cooper. I shall take some Cooper. Very good. Back to air, and then we go all the way back down. To further scan some fragments. We are not entirely full on inventory space. We should be good for a little bit longer. We are definitely edging. Oh.
Emergency. A quantum detonation has occurred in the Aurora's drive core. The reactor will reach a supercritical state in T-minus 10, 9, 8.
That sounds like something we should have a look at.
6, 5, 4, 3, 2.
I'm sure this is safe. Yeah, this looks safe. I wonder if you actually die if you're somewhat close to it while that happens. It's hard to get close to it because it's irradiated, I think, so you don't get to get super close at the start, but...
For your convenience, the radiation suit has been immediately equipped and acquired.
I don't remember the game talking over itself so much. Do we just get an Aurora? Or, no, that's not what that's called, is it? We actually had a fucking planet blocking the sun as that was happening. That's pretty epic. Good shit game. I think that was the power of pure coincidence. Just like that weird cloud there that is oddly static, and that cloud right there that is oddly static are also both complete coincidences. But yeah, that was neat. I'd never seen the planet block out the sun like that, I don't think. Maybe I just didn't notice. Right, let's head back and actually spend some of these resources. I say, finding something new.
100 meters.
And by new, I mean just something that I wanted to have. Salt isn't super important. Again, the issue is just that fish is so abundant. Like, food as a resource isn't super difficult to get ever. So,
Local
having...
scans show a nearby cave entrance, depth 90 meters, leading to an unknown environmental biome.
Good for the unknown environmental biome. But yeah, food is just kind of easy to come by, so usually don't really worry about preserving it. Having to get a second resource just to make the food not spoil seems like a bit of a waste in that regard. I don't think we'll be able to survive off of this one battery here. We might have to make a second one before we get the battery recharger. It's not the worst thing in the world because you can always just recycle it. Like turn the empty battery into like some device.
Receiving pre-recorded distress call made back.
This is Lifepod 3, uploading our coordinates. We're plugging some holes in our emergency sea glide, so if we're late for the rendezvous, don't panic. Also, don't go home without us. Seriously. 3 out.
Signal location uploaded to PDA.
3 is indeed out.
Tool is designed to construct habitats capable of withstanding extreme environmental conditions.
Okay, well, I think we should start by plopping down some habitat bits then. I think what I want to do is grab as much titanium and lead, maybe a bit of glass as well as I can. I say immediately stashing my titanium accidentally. Let's leave the copper behind for now. I should probably also make some glass just straight up instead of having quartz around. No, what I really should be doing actually is we should look at the blueprints and then figure it out from there. How do we make that fiber stuff again? Oh, we don't know yet. I think I need to cut creepvine to get that. We didn't have the knife at the start, so we couldn't do that right away. Anything else I need to pin for now? Probably not. Piano room stuff. Okay, so titanium, lead, titanium, 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 glass. Glass. That costs the same amount of glass, that seems like a scam. Anyway. Titanium and glass, titanium and glass. Then we have a bunch of everything, which is not super important. Glass, lithium we can't do yet. A hatch needs quartz, so I do need 1 bit of quartz at the very least, and then we need more quartz for solar panels. Okay, so I don't want to make everything into glass. We also need a little bit of copper, it turns out. We also need to find a good spot for a base. Let's not worry about the salt for now. Hehe. Anything I can stash? Oh, let's click on this first.
This is Life Pod 6. I have a passenger on board. Coordinates attached. We've landed a kilometer from the crash site, but there's radiation in between us and the rendezvous. Request immediate assistance. 6 out.
Signal coordinates corrupted. Approximate transmission origin recorded to databank. Congratulations, survivor. You have exceeded your weekly exercise quotient by 500%. Data indicates that swimming was your favorite activity. Be sure to vary your routine for uniform muscle development.
You don't tell me what to do. If I want to swim, I'm gonna swim. I think this area in general might be where we want to hang out. It's kind of generic, everyone and their mom just makes a base in the like red kelp area here somewhere, I reckon. Don't remember the exact spot that I used to like. There was one that had a pretty good overview of multiple biomes, just kind of at a crossroads. But I mean, this seems good enough, I think. Somewhat close-ish to the Aurora. Yeah, I mean, why not? Let's just settle down here. Can always make more bases, or move base or whatever if we later get tired of this place. Trying to envision how I want to set this up. Maybe we can work with this overhang. We also have the hole right here to the... Is that to the snaky cave, or is that just a random cave?
Passing 100.
Yeah, it looks more like a random cave.
Oxygen efficiency decreased.
There's this one sand shark here, which is gonna make this a little bit more annoying than it needs to be. Maybe we need to get rid of this guy. I don't like killing things in this game. This game is pretty much explicitly laid out for you not to kill anything, or at least not kill the... Ow. Kill the big important stuff. Let's do that. Actually, let's do you onto the slot. Right, so let's start with the foundation somewhere. Sure, let's just do this. I don't know. Let's do a T compartment. Maybe let's make it so the base entrance is that side. Sure. And we'll add one of these hatches. And we do need power, otherwise this is not gonna work, and I am out of copper because I forgot to bring some. Well, copper shouldn't be super hard to come by, given that this is a mostly unexplored area for us, and there were a good bit of resource deposits around. I do like how you just launch yourself into this guy, both with the Sea Glide as well as with the... I keep forgetting what this is called. The Ascend device of buoyancy. Right, provide me with the copper plus. Thank you. Yeah, I don't think this is the... Maybe this goes into the proper cave, I don't remember this. No, I think this is just a hole with resources. There's a proper cave with its own little biome here somewhere in the Red Forest, but I don't know where. Right, let's get one of these solar panels going. I don't think it matters how you orientate these, but... Boop.
Power restored. All primaries welcome aboard, Captain.
Welcome aboard, Captain, indeed. Right, so we can start by building interior bits. We have a bioreactor, not super... I mean, it's pretty good. Can we even make that? Yeah, actually, that's not super hard to make. Maybe we'll go to a bioreactor somewhat quickly, although we need the circular room first before we can actually use that, so that's a bit of a shame. Let's start by doing some lockers, just to have some semblance of storage at all. Kind of the most important piece of a base. I know these are not perfectly aligned, but this is not going to be long-term anyway. We're just doing this so we have something to work with. What are we missing? Quartz, okay. I didn't remember that we actually needed quartz for locker specifically, but fuck it. Right, so let's just start by stashing all of our titanium in here. Lead in here. Let me go back and start grabbing some stuff. Let's try to remember roughly which angle we're taking to get here. Yeah, exactly. No need for a nuclear power plant. Also, not even plants into a blender. You can just take fish. They're everywhere. Like, oh, here, have some fish, lol. And it works. Is it cruel? Yeah, probably. A little bit. But hey, it's a survival situation, TM, so we can do whatever the fuck we want. That's how that works. So right, Mambango? Welcome to Fuck My Power Ran Out. Time to go slow. Oh, that's a shame. That sounds like a fun little thing to do. Surely that's not OP either, because like power isn't much of a thing in this game, like a major issue, I don't think. Alright, let's grab all of our stuff, at least the useful stuff. Sure, let's grab the fire extinguisher. I think we'll find more fire extinguishers when we need them, but fuck it. Let's grab the one bin. Or not the bin itself, but the contents ideally only. I don't really care much for the bin itself. Fuck. I mean... I think we went that way. If I was a smart man, I'd probably take my scanner battery and toss it into the Sea Glide now. I'm sure we'll get there. I've only just started setting up any sort of building, so it'll take us a moment to get to that point. Interesting that there's a brain coral down here for no reason. Seems like a weird spot for that. Oh, we haven't scanned you yet. Let me immediately fix this. Oh my god. There we go. Thanks for holding still, Wanko. I see a resource. My inventory is full. I'll be fine. I'll resist. Oh, itchy nose. So I think I'll beeline for the island where we get the multipurpose room next, so we can actually start properly. Oops. Menuing is weird in this game. So we can actually start properly building a base. We need 2 titanium, so let me just quickly finagle this over. There we go. Oh my god, that's gonna happen so much, isn't it? Alright, so let's do electronics and glass and shit in here. You can't close these menus with escape, and for some reason the moment I now start shuffling items around at somewhat rapid pace, my brain just forgets this every 0.1 seconds. So that's gonna happen quite a few times, I reckon. So this is just gonna be our general overall storage bin for a bit of everything. So how much do we need for a fabricator? Just so we have something here. Coral sample, gold, titanium. We didn't bring the coral samples, did we? We have everything else we need. Yeah, that was the one thing that I couldn't bring, was it? No, not this. Let's take the battery from... Let's take from the flashlight. That should be fine. Boop. And then we do a Sea Glide back. Go here, and then we go back to the other thing, so we can insert the empty battery, so we can save an inventory space. There we go. Put the floaty device back in. Alright, grief play? Yeah, that was certainly a moment. I love those moments in Hunter. Something about the low technology weapons just really lends itself to these everyone is panicking, no one hits anything moments, and they're always glorious. Oh wow, thank you very much. I don't stream Hunt that frequently, although I've done it more frequently recently, I don't know. But yeah, I kind of stream a bit of everything, so... not sure you'll catch me with Hunt very often, but we'll see. Yeah, I think I got very lucky that not only was I the idiot with a knuckle knife that couldn't one-shot people, but also the guy that stabbed me was similarly using a knuckle knife and couldn't one-shot me either, because we just... like, everyone just kinda missed every attack in the game. It was great. Alright, let's wait for this 1% here while we're here. Before we leave again. Yeah, the no escape button to close menus is weird. I don't know how that's not a universal feature in pretty much every game. Like, even if that's not your only button of closing a menu, it should at least always be a secondary button for closing a menu. Yeah, the thing about setting people on fire is that it drains their maximum HP rather than their current HP. Like, fire just burns you from the top rather than from where your current HP is at. So the guy lost a lot of max HP in that entire time, but his current HP was completely unaffected. So he just, I don't know, got to hang out there on fire for a while. Yeah, sadly the Bornheim does absolutely no damage, so alas. He had every opportunity to just not die. I think he played it really well. It may seem a bit silly, like, oh, why don't you just extinguish yourself and continue the fight? But no, I think him pressing the issue and being ready with the tomahawk and going for the melee at the end, I think all of those were pretty good decisions. Because if I was playing it a little bit more safely, then he probably just gets to stab me there. So he apparently knew that he was just gonna be dead in one shot and resetting would take too long, so he continued to just play it while injured, which was a very smart idea, I think. But yeah, burning just is not as threatening as one might think. Especially since, unlike poison, it doesn't even mess with your aim that much, I don't think. So, I don't know. It's just mostly the Bornheim not doing anything, as always. Yeah, I think it was just a very fun, very engaging fight. No complaints from me. Yeah, it's on YouTube as well. You dug up the highlight on Twitch. I have that uploaded on YouTube, so that's where people watch it normally. Same with the clip of that gunfight that we're talking about. I also have it on YouTube. I guess I got really lucky, honestly. As you can see, I generally don't really have many viewers or followers or whatever, but I think it's a combination of short clips, like that's below a minute, so you get much broader, I don't know, recommendations or something for short clips like that. And just, I guess, these short, funny clips being popular compared to the bigger minute-long videos, or just like hour-long VODs and shit like that. So I think I just got lucky with the recommendations. Is it blowing up that much? Like, I know it's, for my standards, it is definitely up there, but... well, we'll see. But yeah, it's definitely, I think, good to try and keep... for like these YouTube sort of snippets, you probably want the length to be short. Something about the mobile stuff, mostly, I reckon. Thank you very much, and yeah, feel free to stop by whenever. Glad you enjoyed the video. Right, we were trying to make a fabricator. What bits do I need for that again? I should have pinned it. Okay, we have everything we need. Nice. Let's not make that just yet. It's gonna be a while before we get the recharge station, isn't it? I think you find that blueprint on the Aurora, if I recall correctly. Anyway, what else is new? I think my plan was to go get the the multi-room or whatever it's called, the big one. We can get that on the island, which isn't super far away. Should I beeline for that, or should we just continue playing normally for now and pretend we don't know? I never noticed that this is actually split into days. That's kind of neat. Kind of helps you keep track of time passing, which is otherwise... Like, the day and night cycle in this is really fast, so... easy to just lose track. Right, random junk goes in here, I've decided, so let's continue with that. Oops. Move over quite far enough. Oh, I want to make a grav trap, I think. Fuck me. There's gonna be so much, like, inventory opening and closing and item shuffling around in this stream, isn't there? Especially now that I'm starting to get a little bit of a,
Increased foreign bacteria levels in the water. Performing a self-scan is advised.
We are infected.
Self-scan complete. Vital signs normal. Detecting trace amounts of foreign bacteria.
Copper, titanium, but...
Continuing to monitor.
Just grab a few. Are there any mushrooms around? Yes, there are. They are everywhere. There's absolutely no need to hoard these. Oh, I think I want to actually put my empty battery in that, though. I think that's Heartbrain. Because I think the grav trap doesn't actually care about battery life, so if we use an empty battery, we can get some value from it. So, do you have a shelf life? I don't think you do. Nope. Cool. So, we get to save on a battery that way. Put you in here. Because these mushrooms go in here as well now. We put you here, and you in here. Put this on the bar, toss this outside. Grab myself a bunch of fisk. Should be good enough. Yeah, we got some limestone as well. I didn't know it did that, that's neat. Speedfish. Can we even cook that? That looks a bit big. Aha! It's one of the nasty ones. A biter. Easy scanning. Could have sworn I saw it grab a bladderfish earlier, but I guess I just missed it. Well, we'll just manually get to grab the bladderfish. That was Reginald. The fuck are you? Oh, that's another spadefish. Where's me bladderfish? Here I was talking big about how the game just always provides you with everything you need around you.
Passing 100 meters. Oxygen efficiency decreased.
Then I just can't get the bladderfish I need. Do they not have bladderfish in the Red Forest kelp thingy? Is that a thing? Oh, the game informs me that I should be cutting the vines. Sure, let's do that. We have inventory space, may as well. Aha, very sneaky mobile vehicle bay fragment. Oh, oops, wrong button. Local man cuts the stone. I haven't seen a hoverfish yet. May as well scan this as well. Don't think we need many of these. They actually give you food and water as well, don't they? Well, technically true. Practically, not really.
Life on this planet grows in unusually distinct and diverse ecological biomes. Further study recommended.
I swear the voice didn't used to talk over itself so much. That seems so unusual. Oh, CMOS fragment on the ground here. Hardly saw that.
New blueprint acquired. Oxygen.
Yes, yes, oxygen. I am aware. Right, let's make some food.
Fluid intake.
Yep, I am working on it, game, don't worry. All good. No, you're just trying to keep me alive, but please. No backsliding. 1, 2.
Vital signs stabilizing.
2. Sand shark just enjoys a free snack on the grab trap. It's pretty good. Yeah. Someone's gonna burn those frickers though. Oh, is it a time capsule? We actually found a time capsule, how nice.
Oxygen efficiency
Let's see what we got.
increased.
Don't forget the first time you are scared and the friends you've been with. That is certainly an image. Ow. What did we just get? Let me see. Inventory. Alien feces, acid mushroom, and titanium. How lovely. Thank you very much, kind stranger, etc. That's not very nice. Being given literal shit. Yeah, it seems like we can find bladderfish in here. Maybe they just don't hang out in the Red Forest area, which... Why do I keep calling it Red Forest? Probably a stalker that I'm thinking of. Oh, there's a bladder. Nope, that's a Reginald. Fuck. Baited again. By the same fisk. By the same species of fisk. Well, into the random junk locker this goes. Yes, game, I am working on it, please. Give me a second. It's hard. I promise. Well, I mean, at least we found a time capsule. That's always fun. Even if our rewards were not exactly great. Surprised they're even still around. I guess people just keep playing this game. Also, they probably are just not necessarily current and just randomly selected from a large pool that have happened in the past. Not necessarily are currently happening. Yoink, yoink, ow. Maybe I should put my Fisk trap over here instead. Also, we can scan something here. What can we scan here? Not you. You got a scan message. Don't pretend game. I saw that. Oh, no, we scanned the biter. Hmm. Oh, is it the bony Fisk? Nope, we scanned those as well. Weird. I'm sure we'll come up eventually, maybe? Hey, more bladderfish. Wait, come here. Fuck. I keep forgetting that I have to pick up with left mouse button. This game controls slightly awkwardly. You wouldn't really... Like, it's a pretty basic game, controls-wise, yet they managed to just kinda nail that sweet spot, where it feels like it should have normal controls and it has very slightly unusual controls instead. Over here. There's a big fragment. Yeah, I've seen that as well. That's a very cute one. I think I gave the, I don't remember what they're called, the improved power cells and batteries, I think. Tossed some of those in there. Did you later make with the alien bullshit? Because given how often you're struggling with, oh, my fucking battery's running out or oh, my power cell's running out, I felt like that was a very fun gift to make someone. Right, so since we are not getting bladderfish here, let me pick this back up. Enjoy your newfound freedom, little Fisk. And we'll just put it right here. There should be, like, there's no way we don't get bladderfish in the forest, right? Right, this should be chill enough of an area for us to get some bladderfish going every now and then. Let me grab the salt right away. Maybe we're just getting unlucky right now with bladderfish in general. I don't remember them being that biome specific. I do understand that there's some that are like more likely in some areas than others, but I don't remember it being that extreme. Grab some resources while we're out. What have we here? An eye. That is certainly an eye on that creature. I feel like we're pretty heavily missing out on some of the blueprints you're normally finding in the starting area. Like, we haven't even found enough beacon fragments, speak of the devil, to mark our new base.
New blueprint acquired.
So I think we'll just swim around here for a bit, get some generic materials, ideally copper. Maybe see what else we can find still. Also grab some bladderfish while we're at it. Oh yeah, this is the hot one. I remember this. It is time to leave. I mean, this tool isn't super important. Like, even just swimming with the sea glide out is fast enough for you to get anywhere you need, really, but it is pretty fun to just launch yourself into the stratosphere. I think it's a pretty cool tool. Even if not super important. Alright, let's swim around here some more, see if we can find any other wrecks. All of the bends, what? Well, we're getting a lot of copper, which is nice. Inventory's holding up okay. I don't remember how many of these creep vine samples we need. I'm tempted to grab some more while we're on the way out. Oh, inventory full. Mushroom. Goodbye. Do I have any consumables on me, like any food or water? No, not really. Okay, time to leave then. Go back home. Home should be vaguely in this direction. Oh, I didn't know that that was what that's called. Yeah, I think you can die to that as well. Like, it's not just like, oh, this is painful, but rather, like, this is actually a very good way of doing yourself in. Or maybe it's just people getting into so much pain that they can't swim anymore and then drowning or something, I don't know. It's pretty easy to find ways of binning yourself in the ocean, I reckon. Wait, where am I going? Maybe it should be over here, I just didn't see it. Yeah, there it is, I see it now. Do we make that? Surely we make that. I mean, can you blame it? Hart has a very important job. It's not an easy job either. Tie them. Now you might think that was really close, but alas, I had the bladder on me, so we had 10 seconds of emergency air. Or 10 points worth of emergency oxygen, so alas, it was not actually that dangerous. Just ingest all of this. So we can't go over the top with water, good to know. Oops, I didn't mean to leave. I meant to click the fabricator. Fiber mesh, that is. Oh, we need 2 samples for 1 fiber mesh. I see how it is. We needed that for the radiation suit and the rebreather. We can make the rebreather right away. Let's make that. I think we'll be wearing that a lot. I don't think there's much in this game that contests the head slot. I think the suit mostly goes into these 2 slots, if I recall correctly. Okay, so we need 2 more fiber mesh, which means 4 samples. That's a lot of inventory space. Oh, beacons. Right, let's start by making one right away. Hey, beacons are small. Were they always small? I feel like they used to be bigger. I don't know. Seem to be pretty bad at remembering a lot of these details anyway. It's a bit rude, isn't it? We call you base. And then we go in here. We beacon manager and we go base. And this can turn off for now, I think. Although having the life pod there as a navigation point is nice. Let's just turn it off for now and see if we get along anyway. Right, so all of this shit goes in here. It did sound like an odd name for a very medical thing, but I didn't know enough to really contest. I was gonna take your word for it. So you almost were caught lying on the internet. That would have been terrible. Worst thing you could have possibly done. Grab the knife and get these samples going. Let's see if we have any bladderfish in our graph trap. God, the lotting is aggressive, huh? 3, 4. No bladderfish. Ow. I guess I had that coming. I was just sitting there while it was happening. I guess we'll place you over here then. Fuck it. Let's bring you all the way over to the safe shallows. I'm already seeing a bladderfish, so clearly this works. The way I want it to. I don't remember that being an issue again. Oh. I will yoink you anyway. And I will use you to bash open this rock, which will not hurt you at all. Actually, I'm more using my telekinetic powers to bash open the rock, I suppose. Alright, let's grab 2 more Fisk. And get the fuck back to the base. Maybe altitude is the issue. Maybe I'd find more of them if I was higher up. But there's kind of nothing in this like area above our base, so maybe not. Regardless, let's just go back in and make the radiation suit. And a 1. And a 2. Why am I getting fucked by radiation here now? Oh, I need some lead. 1, 2. Here we go. So I think this is a suit and glove slot. Yes, exactly. Oh, there's a helmet as well. Do we need that? We might need that. We're still taking damage. Okay, it instantly ends. Okay, the end of radiation sickness has been acquired. I guess that's only gonna end once we fix the reactor in the Aurora. Big stretch. And 1. Sorry, little friend, you're gonna disappear from my hands and be turned into a water bottle, because that's life. We all just enjoy ourselves, hang out, have a good day, and suddenly we're a water bottle. Vampires be like.
It is common for those accustomed to synthetic foods to be repulsed by eating an animal carcass. Remember that humans survived this way for millennia. You can too.
Thank you for believing into me. Believing into me? Oh my god, brain. For believing in me, PDA. What would I do without you? Probably really not get anywhere. Given that this PDA is basically my life. So what I'll do is I'll quickly eject this battery. Put this in here instead. And then we go back and put this one in here. Because I don't think I need that much power for the habitat builder right now. And we're gonna go on a little exploration trip, so we might not... I'll probably also leave the repair tool behind for now. So I'm probably not gonna be habitat building. Yeah, just a little tickle. Not a big deal. Interesting that the radiation actually does hit over here, it just took a while to do it. I hadn't really noticed that before, or really seen that before. Right, we can unpin this. We've finished the Seamoth. We need the mobile vehicle actually to make that, never mind. What else is new and or interesting? Plasteel ingots, yeah, not now. Advanced wiring shit. Yeah, I think that's what we need to do for now. Okay, so we either go to the Aurora or we go and grab the multipurpose room. I think we'll go for the multipurpose room first. I could also realistically just check out some of these markers that we have here, like these two. I think both of these should be pretty easy to get to. Sure, let's do that. Inventory. Put the knife on. Put the... oh, we have this on. I'm actually having an open slot. How unusual for me. It's not what I'm used to. I feel like we should grab some more healing. for a trip like that, because we can just use one of these right away. And there we go. Printed out the bones. Fair enough, yeah. That is pretty far away. Not a massive fan. Oh well, we'll start with this one. Guess what the... Never mind, this is the mobile vehicle buy, isn't it? Yeah. Okay, instead, let's quickly pop this open then.
Acquired.
What do I need for a power cell again? I don't think anything too difficult to get. Nope, that is not too difficult to get. Then we also pin the Seamoth. Okay, so that's our to-do list. We need 1 lithium, and then we can make a Seamoth. We probably will find a lithium on our way to the island before we get the multipurpose room. So that shouldn't be too hard. Kinda keeping my eye out for stalker teeth in here. But they are pretty difficult to spot sometimes. Especially without the scanner room. Okay, let's not do that. Let's just focus on the essentials right now. Hello, LifePod 3. I think this is the compass. Yeah, very good. I like the compass. Or compasses in general.
Acquired. Integrating new PD.
You really think it'll carry 2 of us?
Your regular Sea Glide tows a mass of 80 kilograms at over 30 kilometers an hour. The power cell rig to this one should double that.
You think there's something out there that's faster?
I'm sure. And that's assuming it doesn't overload 3 meters from the life pod.
You're calm about this.
I'm seeing the engineering problem. If I stop seeing the maths, I'll be terrified.
Alright. Guess those guys didn't really make it very far. Right, I guess it's time to go to the other life pod as well. I'm sure we're good for a big trip like that. Any teeth? You don't really need many at all, but I can pick one up while I'm out and about. I might as well do that. Dash it at home, never worry again. About stalker teeth at least. We'll probably worry about plenty of other things. Okay, so we're on the other red forest area. I think maybe here is just where I used to set up my base. Like somewhere around this boat, I think. Let's see, where are we relative to the Aurora? Very far away. Odd. Maybe not. I don't know. So many bits of this look similar, at least superficially. Laser cutter fragment. I guess I ideally want a laser cutter before we go to the Aurora, huh? So maybe that will delay the Aurora visit a bit. You get a lot of good supplies though at the Aurora. You get the good food and good drink.
Oxygen efficiency
Here's the laser cutter fragment that we need. Yoink.
New blueprint acquired.
Oh really? I thought the entire area was handcrafted. I could have sworn I saw the exact little overhang multiple times at least. Maybe that's just some individual bits and pieces that are preset. That's good to know. I thought it was a proper fixed map, like for example, the forest. Hello, big old, weird, not quite manta rays. Interesting.
30 seconds.
I guess it just really goes to show hard it is to teleport the details if I thought I saw the same... Like, pretty much the exact same overhangs a few times.
Oxygen.
That's not true for below zero, though, is it? If you happen to know. Oh, you probably don't know because you haven't played below zero yet and since the release. Never mind, sorry. Don't answer that. No one answer that. No, don't spoil this, man. Yeah, we have that. Well, I felt like everyone always has that in odd bits and bobs. I don't think I've ever seen an instance of that not being the case. But, still, good to know. Maybe it's just a high likelihood since some of the corals are pretty big. Fair enough. That's just titanium. We're probably already doing pretty poorly in terms of inventory space, so let's just not bother. Gather the important resources first. We're probably also gonna get some resources over here.
Ozzy's log. It's the day of the crash. I don't know what the heck is happening. I'm scared and I'm not going outside. There are shadows in the water under the hatch, but I can't tell if they're rocks or aliens.
Alien rocks.
Looking caves nearby. The Aurora was carrying everything needed to build the phase gate. Mobile vehicle bays, bioreactors, propulsion cannons. It had a cinema. There was a zero-G gym. My cafe. I don't understand how we're here now. Don't know why no one's coming for me.
New PDA data passing 100 meters.
I could have sworn it used to just fucking not play warning messages and shit, or maybe do the beep beep in the background but not tell you your warning messages, or hey, you have a new blueprint, like that sort of shit while there was dialogue going on. There's no way they didn't change that for this engine update. I don't remember that at all. Look at the pretty planet. Alright, Milko. Yeah. Let's not talk too much about the second one. Mambango hasn't played it yet. At least not in detail. He's seen like bits of it, and he's played some of the pre-release stuff, but yeah. Was unfortunately not quite as good. I thought it still had a good bit of fun stuff in it. But not quite the same level. Let's not scan that for now, our inventory is completely chock full, so let's maybe go back to base first and try to spend some of these resources. Yeah, fucking so many games to play, just play them, what's the issue? Imagine still not having played Elden Ring. Imagine still being fucking barely high rank Monster Hunter Rise. With 5 months between the two play sessions. I didn't realize it was that long. I was kind of shocked when I happened to see that on your channel. That the other VOD was 5 months ago. Didn't feel that long, but alas. Time fucking flies. I do like the soundtrack in this a lot. I said this before, like, Guy turns out to be a complete cunt, but made a very fine soundtrack. Fuck, we're full. I'm full, where's Molly? I may have been playing too much DRG recently. See alien eggs, my brain thinks management will enjoy that one. Inventory is full, I will ask for Molly. Such is life in the mines. Here we can pop a second one exactly. Right, so, let's store all of this shit in here. Maybe not all of that, let's keep one on hand. I want 1 fisk for food. Actually, fuck it, I lie. Let's take a second one. Como hero meta. Right, sustenance. Cooked spadefish. Yes, 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 yes. Cooked boomerang. Yes, 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 yes. So, we do... Fuck, this does not quite work out the way I was hoping for. I thought we could eat one and then overstack with the other one. Anyway, do we get anything new or exciting or interesting? Probably not, right? Might want to make another battery for my Sea Glide. I can switch it with the scanner if it gets low enough. Never mind. That's gonna be fine. Definitely. 100% good idea, always. Yeah, I guess we'll just stosh this in here and then we're back out again. Okay. I think next would be to do the island so we can get the multipurpose room. Which is this one, I think. And on the way we can probably find some lithium, assuming we don't get done in. Nope, I am not using any mods. I'm not sure how compatible they are since they updated the engine in the 2.0 thing that they did.
Passing 100 meters.
Creature eggs.
Efficiency decreased.
That said, I also just never played with any mods on this to begin with. I don't know. I feel like it's fine as is. Not having a map feels like a choice to me rather than like an issue that needs to be fixed or something. I think between just exploring, trying to keep track of where things are, and just placing beacons as required, I think you can get good enough sense of direction anyway. Really need the laser cutter to get in there properly, so I might just leave this entire wreck unexplored for now. So I don't see it later and think, oh yeah, we already did that one. Yeah, my point was less that it's like immersion breaking and more like I'm fine with a game not giving you a map basically as part of its intended design, if that makes sense. Like I don't need the game to have a map for me. If the game wants to be like, hey, you don't have a map, you have to place beacons or navigate using the somewhat limited environmental cues sometimes, then that's fine with me and I'll take that. Generally, I don't struggle particularly much with navigation in games anyway, so maybe that's a bit of a biased perspective. Fuck, I'm on the wrong island, aren't I? This is the canon one. We haven't heard from the Sunbeam yet, do we? Yeah, this is the... Yeah, this is the one with the cannon. Fuck, we're in the wrong one. I need to go this way instead. Well, while we're here, we might get lucky and get some lithium or ruby or something. I don't remember what's around here. We do need a hint of lithium. I think the second one had a location that had a map for you. Like, as in, not one for you to pick up and carry around, but rather there's like a map on a wall somewhere or something that you can look at. To find the different research stations, if I recall correctly. Not that it really needed much of a map, given that it was like a little bit more tiny. Let's generously phrase it as more self-contained.
In the region. Cannot identify.
Thought I heard a warper. Apparently not. Nope, I did. Hello. Yeah, what you gonna do? Warp me? Nice try, idiot. I scan you. There's nothing you can do. Well. Come back, I was just trying to scan you. Hey, look at this. Uraniite. Uraninite? Weird. That's not how I would have named that. Maybe, probably. I don't know, whatever. But yeah, I'm not really committing to this area. We kind of want to be on the other thing anyway, like on the other side of the map. What does? Nuclear reactor fragment, sure, that's gonna be in use, guaranteed. This is silver. anything interesting going on here. I'm gonna grab some more of the sandstone, but I'm not really committing. I think the way they do it in this game, where there's just these little nodules on the terrain with resources in them, is actually pretty good. Like, it's enough freeform exploration that you can, like, visually see, oh hey, yeah, there's a resource here. While also not being, like, oh, here's a massive, like, ore vein that you can grab. I don't know. Maybe that would be more realistic. So you don't care about me because I haven't been... Okay, yeah, never mind. You just fucking end that poor Fisk. Done nothing wrong, I'm sure. I think you got that wrong. It's nuclear and bust, from what I know. Cyclops engine, sure. Why not? Alright, dog. Welcome in. We do a bit of swimming today. That is some shale, very fine. Do we get exactly one... Wait, that's lead, not lithium. We don't even need lithium for the sea moth. We can already make it. Never mind. Yeah, I thought we needed lithium on that sea moth recipe on the right there. I thought that was lithium at first glance. So I thought, oh, we need that to make the sea moth, but alas, nope. Turns out we can just make it already. NP. Time to leave. So we want to go there. You can kind of see the cloud popping in and disappearing. It's a little bit weird, but that's where we need to go. I guess we'll, since it's on the way, stop by our base and stash some of this bullshit. Goodbye, power. I liked when I had power. Power fun. It is a bit unfortunate. I understand why they wanted to hide the islands from sight, because I think a lot of players at the start of the game would just immediately beeline for any semblance of an island, so they don't have to deal with the, oh boy, there's water everywhere and I have no idea where to go sort of thing. But at the same time, they hide them pretty clumsily, and it is very arbitrary that you just, oh, you coincidentally just can't see them, lol, get fucked. It feels a little bit naff, I don't know. I mean, I'd rather they use these, like, sort of clouds, because that way at least it seems like there's something going on, but... I meant more or less the concept of hiding them versus the concept of not hiding them. The hiding them that clumsily is also, like, a little bit more awkward, but... yeah. I'm guessing this is just the same stuff I already have, yeah. Excuse me, Mr. Shark. Goodbye. I think this might still be too far, we might have to get some air first. Whee! I cancel my launch by holding down spacebar, I'm sorry. I didn't mean it. Promise. So we'll need some batteries anyway to make the power cell. The power cells even, so we can use up to 4 batteries without really losing anything, if I understand life correctly. So let's start by doing some of that. I do have some mushrooms in the base, so let's grab some more and see how far we get. Right, we have a lot of room right now, so... do I have any empty batteries lying around? You're not even... you don't have a battery in you at all right now. Okay, that's good to know. So let's unload the battery, put it in here. So there's one. We can make 2 right away with the mushrooms. And then we put those into the empty devices. Inventory woes are so intense in this game. Like, you're so limited with space. At the start especially, but even later on. Nah, I don't have to dump them into the sea, thankfully. Hey, we did actually get exactly 1 lithium from the shale, that's alright. Imagine having space in your storage system. Could not be me. Alright, let's make the 2 bars that we need already. Because I will free up a shit ton of room. But yeah, you can actually use the empty batteries to make more objects from batteries. So like we earlier used one empty battery to make a grav trap because it needs a battery in the recipe and it doesn't care if it's empty or not. So you can actually use the items that way and not have to waste anything. Right, time to eat the old cooked spadefish. Can't imagine anything more yummy than that. Except for this fresh, young and spry peeper. Not a peeper, it's a boomerang fish. I don't know why I call it a peeper.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
Here we go. No, we can't recharge them yet because we need the recharging station, which is a little bit later in the game. So that is actually the concern. The lack of recharging station. I would ideally just recharge them, but it's gonna be a while before we can even do that, so alas, 'tis not happening. Do I need anything else? I think we're good. I might want to grab another bottle of water. Because we are gonna be out for a while. We can make bleach as well. Salt and coral sample, and then we can make... Oh, just 2 bleach. Don't even need water to... Okay, that sounds... odd. It should give 40, looking at the quantity there. Oh no, it's... yeah, it should give twice as much as regular water. Let's see if that's true. We can just make that and have some science that way. Let's do some learning. Learning. Bleach. So if you... like, this is a life lesson for all of you watching.
And purifying water.
If you take 2 bottles of bleach and pour them together, you create clean water.
Preparing the day's water ration ahead of time will help ensure against dehydration and eventual death.
Yeah, I realized as I made it that I was having that exactly wrong. Also, scam! 6 Oz water is 20 H2O and 40 or 12 Oz water is 30 H2O. That's not how life works. Or amounts work, I think. Fucking bullshit, I hate here. Yeah. So yeah, basically you take a bottle of bleach, split it half and half into 2 glasses or something, or 2 like other bottles, and ta-da! Drinkable, fresh, beautiful water. Let's disable this one since we already searched it. Actually, we searched both of them, didn't we? Let's disable both of them. Remove any and all navigation points on the map for us. I should grab a beacon. Yeah, let's grab a beacon. They're pretty easy to make. Maybe I should grab 2. They don't even take up much inventory space. I can just toss them into you. Points of interest. Find them again later. Have a good life. So, where is... I don't remember what I need. Fuck. We need copper and titanium. Okay, that's not hard. 1, 2, 1... well, not 2, I guess. Look at all these lovely, lovely resources. I have them. It's very good. I like having them. Beacon. Oops, I didn't mean to pin that. Fuck's sake. There. Oops, I also need to... imagine menuing not being a pain in the ass. Challenge level impossible. Right, so off we go. Wait, I can make the compass now. We got the blueprint for that. Where that? Up here somewhere, I reckon. Surely not hard to make. Copper wire, wiring kit. Yeah, we can make that. Right back down. We'll never leave this base, by the way. We're just stuck here forever. Like, every time I leave, immediately something else pops up. So it was... wiring kit, which is that, and copper wire. Yeah, that would be alright. That is a bit of an odd limitation for this game. Boop, done. Now we have some vague sense of directions. I mean, console limitation would usually be 4, wouldn't it? Like, you have the like, consoles often use the D-pad for quick points and shit. So you'd have like 4 hotkey slots or something? Well, in that case, it would be either 8 or 6, or however you wanna fucking program it. I don't know. Basically, the point is I have no idea why it's 4, and I can't easily come up with anything that would explain it. It seems just not very well thought out, ultimately. Yeah, but again, the point is, regardless, it would still not come up out to exactly 5, as we currently have. Like, I agree with you, it's weird, and it's definitely a dumb limitation, but I don't think it's a console limitation specifically, especially since this was like an early access, like, PC game first. I think we've searched this wreck before. Yeah, it looks pretty searched. Oh, really? I would have thought it got ported, given that it was so successful. But truth be told, I've also never, like, seen it or thought about it. Let me, give that a look. The first one already is great. These are fantastic, nice. Fucking panic screenshots. Very good. Hard to prove. Just more titanium. I'm not gonna gather any resources while we're here because the island itself will be chock full of shit for us to carry, so inventory limitations are going to be very much a problem. Oops, I accidentally mouse wheel. So if I recall correctly, there shouldn't be anything too Satan-y below the island. Let me check, we're still on the right track. Should be here-ish. Yep, we're still on the right track. Time for me to be proven wrong and die of a heart attack.
Passing 100 meters. Oxygen efficiency decreased.
Look at this game being very fucking spooky. Of course I also arrive at nighttime just to make this extra spooky. I'll try. My screenshot button is on F12 though, so it's gonna be a little bit harder. I don't think I can reach that in a panic. And if I just clutch the mouse and keyboard very tightly, nothing interesting will happen, I reckon. Maybe I can show you a picture of my wrecked mouse afterwards. I all got startled and crushed my mouse with my bare hands.
30 seconds.
30 seconds. Is that a warper? I think I just saw a warper. Hey, we're at the island. Oop, this might be awkward. Let's not impale ourselves on the bottom of the island. Yeah, with my bare hands. Don't you have bare hands around? Install a pedal and bind screenshot to it. Funnily enough, a lot of streamers actually have pedals for like hotkeys and shortcuts.
Signatures on the island's surface.
It's not unusual for them to have like streamer tools and shit on pedal inputs because you just have easy access to them whenever you need them. Same with like Stream Deck stuff where you just have a bunch of extra buttons for various like scene switching and whatever. For the big man streamers. Alright, Daves. Well, I mean, you can't just cut them off, though. That's just rude. Don't let the government tell you what to do. If you want bare hands, you get yourself some bare hands. I think you can have bare claws, though, right? So that's, like, very body partsist. Like, oh, you can have bare arms, and you have bare claws, but you can't have bare hands? That sounds made up. I don't know. Nah, it's usually just like a pedal or something, not like 5 pedals on 5 different toe buttons. Fun fact, I saw a guy do Elden Ring using only his feet on a controller. I guess he had issues with his hands. Was surprisingly competent. No, the way you phrased it, you can't do that, Tomb. The way you phrased it, you have to specifically cut off the hands. You can only have the arms, not the hands. Right, time to immediately just ingest alien fauna. I'm sure this is a good idea. I think I need to cut these so I can get seeds, yes? Yes, okay. So we need only one seed, if I recall correctly. So we can grow our own, and that's really all we need for infinite amount of those melons, which are insanely good food source, if I recall correctly. Yeah, people have done the Dark Souls on a dance pad sort of thing before. There was a seed as well. Oh my god, these are... That is a seed, but it's fucking massive. I'm not sure I want that. Oh well, we might have to ditch that at some point. I'll just grab these so we can nibble as we go. But yeah, these melons are really fucking good. I remember just placing a bin for that in my Cyclops and just growing them there for literally infinite food and water. At absolutely no effort whatsoever. I kinda want potato, but that's more because I'm a fucking idiot and I want everything. I don't think I'll make and or eat many potatoes in this playthrough. But I still want them, you know? Like, it's just, hey, I want to have access to all the plants, just in case I want them later, you know? Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3. I think there's only 3 habitat bits around here, so I think this is fine. Let's do some trace amount of Skyrim pathing up the hill. No worries. I'm sure Irish people have enough problems of their own. They don't need some random ass streamer guy to shit talk. The Chinese potatoes, by the way, that we're dealing with here. In a random ass survival game. Right, let's see. Let's scan the little plant pot. Irish potatoes, yeah, I think. There you go. Grab the observatory room, very pretty, not very function, but very pretty. Just take 5 years to scan, why not? I mean, I have nothing else to do. May as well just sit here and look at the pretty colors. Oops.
This island is a godsend. Look out of the window.
Love cutting metal.
No predators, fresh food.
No building materials, nothing left of the ship. And your kid says we're gonna starve without more grow beds. Speak up, kid.
It's true, Father. The natural growth rate is too slow to keep supporting us.
All I'm saying is ocean's got us surrounded. No use hiding. Sooner or later, we'll get our feet wet.
The rest of your life may have been a fight, Maida, but I've made my decision. You want to forfeit your emergency pay to take a swim? Go ahead.
Believe me, I'm thinking on it.
New blueprint acquired.
New blueprint acquired. Yeah, these guys. They definitely exist. I think that story is alright. Nope. At least unless it reset itself from when I checked earlier. It's not even such a thing as an LOD setting. But yeah, this place has always looked like a PS2 sort of game. Like, the above ground stuff is absolutely awful compared to all the beauty that is underwater. Nah, it has always had really massive issues with loading and render distance and shit like that. That was one of the main criticisms the game got. Like, technically the game was just not in the greatest spot, even after it released into 1.0. Just had issues with, like, again, specifically loading, but also just pop-in of various things, sometimes moving faster than the world could load, so you fall out of bounds, that sort of shit. Which is a shame, like, it didn't ruin my experience with it, but it does feel a little bit much sometimes. And it didn't really improve much, it seems, from being ported to the new engine. Yeah, exactly, that will happen. That has sadly always been a thing with this game. Well, we got the multi-purpose room, so life is good now. We also have crab. Fuck you, crab. I fight you. It is what crab would want. Fly bin with a battery, sure, why not? A. Cut off the sound.
Son, I said wait for the storm to pass.
Son,
Your
no.
life's more valuable to me than a plant patch.
You stopped being in charge when the ship you were
The
captaining
teleport
sank.
ladders, I forgot.
I'll stop being in charge when you take charge of yourself.
Say, Chief. Chief,
What?
do you know how to drain those grow beds of 40 tons of stormwater? Or how to conjure food from the air?
I know how to prioritize.
I'm just saying, if that's so, what's your boy's life worth to you today? If tomorrow you're gonna be so hungry you start wondering what he tastes like, let him go deal with the plants.
Son, go deal with the plants.
Bard, Torgo has disembarked the habitat.
Interfere with my family again, and when rescue arrives, I will leave you here. Do you understand me?
No rescue coming, Chief. Not in time. And no staying here neither. This rain keeps falling, sooner or later this place will be buried. Only choice we got is whether to get buried with it.
Chief's log, 5 weeks since the crash. The only other survivors are my son, Mott, and Maida, the cut-price mercenary I commissioned for the journey.
Acquired.
After days drifting in the life pod, rain hammering on the roof, the weather cleared and we washed up here. I had Maida salvage the Degazi wreck, set Bart to finding us a stable source of food. His education is paying off sooner than I'd anticipated. Our only problem is Maida. She says the weather's going to turn. I say she's finding excuses to risk our lives. I imagine she's not gonna weaken her life without a physical altercation, and she's itching for a fight. In every judgment she makes, things go from bad to worse. If she had my experience, she'd have more faith. Humans have spent millennia specializing in how to shackle nature to our will. This planet won't cause us any new problems. My one task now is to keep us alive, as comfortably as possible, until the insurance company arranges rescue. In this part of space, that could be months, or even years.
Well, that was a lot of dialogue. Man is a tiny bit of a turd. Yeah. But I guess such is life after a unfortunate crash on a foreign planet, where you very likely are just going to be stranded until the end of time. Yeah, crosswords. Very important. Best part of the game. Not quite, but at least top 100. Dwarf run. How up there again? I forgot. Do I have to? I'll Skyrim my way, and then I'll fall to my death. Actually, we haven't saved a single time since we started the game. I keep forgetting that this doesn't have an autosave. This looks risky. We might be able to make that, but we might also just die. This looks like I should be able to stand on this if I... Yeah, there you go. If I don't get ejected flatways on my initial jump. It does like to launch me flatways. We do the old jump in place, move forward trick, never fails. Staple of video game boundary breaking. Man finds the longest quote in the game. I don't know why, but I have a slight feeling that this is not the intended path up here. I'm sure this is fine. We're gonna stumble across the right path eventually, right? If we just keep going around these mountains. Oh, you were actually trying to get on. Yeah, that is a very impressive guess. I don't actually know the quote numbers for my bullshit. Nah, there's no he's in this. Not even sea he's, which is definitely a missed opportunity.
This is the first time I've seen sunlight in months. After all that time in the deep, I'd been dreaming of it. Now that I'm back here,
Very boring dreams.
I'm finding it hard to enjoy alone. Father was right. We should never have left this place. We shouldn't have gone so deep.
New blueprint
They do
acquired.
not want us down there. Despite my best efforts, ill health is taking hold of me. The visions are getting worse. Marguerite and Father are now part of the ecosystem of this incredible planet. It's reassuring to know that when I go, I'll join them. Until then, well, there's always the view.
Yeah, the fucking PS2 view of definitely water and definitely an island full of life and things. Is that the edge of the map that we can see there? Look at the top left corner. Oh well. Oh well. Let's not be an ass. Let's leave. Game does not really appreciate me taking in this view, even if it itself points out the view, which is, you know, in character, to be fair, but yeah, yeah, I mean, what are you gonna do when you feel the walk overtaking you? It's just, like, time to GN at that point. Not much you can do. I think we got all of the important bits from here. There's a PDA here somewhere, actually. We haven't gotten the breadcrumb yet that should lead us here, but I'm sure I can find it if I look around a bit. Like, one of the survivor attempts was to come over here. I think over here on this beach somewhere, maybe? Yeah, there's the PDA. Alas, they also got done in. This was the rendezvous point, and they were the only ones making it, and they died anyway. What is casting those shadows? Odd.
We have to board the Aurora.
I love
Repair
cutting
the
off that sound
long-range
effect.
comms, make contact with the other survivors. We can't be the only two that made it.
Those are not the orders the captain gave me, and they are not the orders I'm giving you.
This isn't chain of command, it's survival.
My obligations as acting commander don't turn on their convenience. Get out of the water.
If I get into trouble, I'll send you my coordinates.
I can't let you go alone.
Then come with me.
You don't leave me much choice.
Received emergency transmission from Second Officer Keen 2 hours after last activity.
Rendezvous was a failure. Intercepted a transmission from Altera HQ. Seems they sent a data package to the Aurora. We were intercepted by a Leviathan-class predator before we could reach the ship. Consider the CTO and I lost at sea. Be safe. Keen. Out.
These guys were not on the same ship as we were. They were on the Degassi, which was like their own little... I don't know what vessel it was, but like they were just a small crew on a first ship that got fucked here by the alien defense one cannon thingy. So we are from another ship, so we don't know about these people. I don't know about all these people. I think maybe there's a Leviathan occasionally hanging out here. I can't remember. I feel like I got attacked here once, but I don't know. I kind of want to have a look around. If I recall correctly, you can start finding some of the higher tier materials here, and we do have some inventory space to fill, so... If we can get some rubies and shit, that'd be nice. I think you need some for the laser cutter. And I do want those before we... Oh.
Oxygen efficiency decreased.
Before we go to the Aurora. Which ideally I'd like to do somewhat soonish. Oh, I also need to scan the membrane tree. Wait, is that a thingy? That's a gel sack. Why is that here? Isn't this the stuff that's mad hard to acquire? Isn't this the stuff that you have to go to Satanville to get normally? Why is that just hanging out here? Well, I mean, I guess we have solved that problem. You're just quartz. Having this whole area open is a little bit unnerving. So many angles to be attacked from. I guess we'll go in there next. Very sick fish hanging out. Poor guy. Look at him. Stalker. Hard infect. It's regular limestone. Ooh, we got spooky music. Always a very good sign that you get spooky music. I mean, we had hints of spooky music before. So many weird fucking plans. I really appreciate how ham they went with this game when it comes to making this actually feel like a place.
Passing 200 meters.
Like with like its own flora and fauna and shit. That's not quartz, is it? No, it is quartz. Looked over, not quartzy. It's also nice that everything gives off light in the dark. Maybe not strictly everything, but
30 seconds.
yeah. I guess that's all we're gonna get. Might be time to leave and go home.
Oxygen.
Yes. We were deeper than I thought, to be fair. It might have been rough to get up if I didn't have the floaty device. Something glowing down. Oh, never mind, it's a plant. Thought there was some wreckage. Man, it is dark as fuck here. I can't even imagine how spooky this game might be if you're playing it in VR. Like, given that it has a VR mode. Must be insanely unsettling at the very least. Okay, let's scan this for some titanium. Let's slap some bullshit while we're passing by. Wait, grab. Whole inventory, not many. Maybe I should grab some more salt. I've just been avoiding picking it up, but we did just use 2. That's an infected creeper. Bladderfish. Well, it's infected no more. I mean, we're already also infected, so who gives a fuck? It's not like we can get more fucked by the virus. I should probably try to scan one of these explodey gel sacks, not gel sacks, what are they called? The weird gas pods from the creatures that were swimming there. Never actually used one of those for its possibly intended purpose. Hey, stalker tooth. I was wondering what the scan signal was that I passed by. Very fine. Not the place I expected to find one, but we'll take them. Right, we can actually start building a lot of stuff now, which means we're gonna drain our titanium supply very rapidly. I also need to grab some... How room are we? Not many. We need to grab some of the... I guess I only need one of those. We need to grab some of the seed thingies as well, so we can make more lubricant. Because we need 2 lubricant, one for the mobile vehicle bay and one for the sea moth itself. So let's get over here to the forest. Try to grab some. I think we can fit 2. Nope, we cannot fit 2. We need exactly 1 more slot. Come on, bite me so I can heal without feeling guilty. Coward.
30 seconds.
Fuck it, we waste water. There's water everywhere, clearly we don't need more.
Oxygen.
Oxygen.
Welcome
Right.
aboard, Captain.
Thank you. 1 lubricant. 2 lubricant. We still have one of these silicone rubbers, but I think we need 2 power cells, yeah, so... we might have to grab another one of those. Seeds. Speaking of seeds, let's store all of these. As many as we can anyway. I need to condense some of this inventory space. It's not okay. Okay, we store all of those. Let's put this in here for now because we need to start with the intermediate parts anyway. Stalker tooth, sure. Let's turn the Fisk into water. So, we were given 1 battery on the island, so we'll just immediately use that one. Then we have enough for 1 power cell here, except we need the silicone, which we have 1 here, so we can make 1. Then we need the 1 bar we made and 1 of the lubricant, and then we can make the mobile vehicle bay. 1. I should have crafted it maybe instead of just leaving with the materials. I do like this crafting animation on station, overall. It's a little bit slow sometimes, like if you want to make large numbers of things, the station is really, really bad at that. But at the same time, you usually don't need to make many things in this game. Like, you commonly only need like 1 of whatever material you're using. Sometimes you need 2, but it's overall just not too bad. Well, I guess we'll just drop you right here. And off you go. So let's unpin that recipe. So I remember that I already made it. Oh no, I kind of want to pin all of these as well. Cover the entire screen in random bullshit. So we need to make another battery at least. I think we need to make 2. So we grab these. I think we have enough copper at home. Oh, I need the seed vine, creep vine thingy. 4 more silicone. I'll grab more and just make more lubricant and silicone right away. Let's just fill up 1 inventory of these, so I don't have to come back here and do this again. Pretty awkward interaction hotspots on these. And I can't exactly grab 1 more, may as well. Yoink. Just make 2 into silicone and a couple into lubricant. Maybe 2 lubricant, 3 silicone. Although you get 2 silicone per pop, so maybe 2 and 3. I don't know. Whatever, we'll just use them up so we have the inventory space back. 1, 2, 3, 4. Like, see, in this instance, it would be nice if I could just set it to do 3 in a row or something, and then I do other things in the meanwhile, but again, you don't really craft in bulk in this game very much, so I think it's fine. Works out okay. That is enough for 2 batteries, 1 and a 2. I'll even be so efficient as to replace my old batteries in the thingamabobs. So we replace this one, and we have a device in here that needs... well, not really. Okay, let's not be that OCD about it then. Let's just use it as it comes. Okay, we make 2 glass. Don't have any glass here. We make 2 glass. Oh, I do have some pre-made in here. Never mind. We take 2 glass, rather. We pre-made the bar over here. We grab 1 lead. Use vehicle bay. 1 Seamoth, please.
Seamoth is a fast, safe mode of transport, but remember that swimming is good for your glutes and endorphin levels.
Thank you. We'll do plenty of swimming regardless of Seamoth or not. We have ship! Look at it. It's beautiful. It says Seamoth on the tin. Not forever, but for now. Does this come with storage? I don't think so. I think it comes with module slots only. Yeah, I think we need to put a module in to get some storage on this. That's fine though.
Welcome aboard,
Bonk.
Captain.
First thing that happens, I haven't even properly sat down yet. Immediately a Fisk ends itself on us, or at least bumps us. Good old Seamoth. Oops, I press F instead of E. Silly me. Right. We got a bunch of new blueprints. Let me quickly hover over these. Oh, we get the new big rooms as well from the expansion. That's alright. Sweet. So they updated the base building. That is cool. Stereo grow bed. We should probably make one of these already. Interior ones we don't really have room for until we start building the big man rooms. There's enamel glass from the stalker tooth that we got. That should be it. Right, Cryoblitz. I know it well enough to have gotten through the game twice. But I don't know it particularly well, if you're asking anything specific. It's not exactly an area I spend too much time in. Oh nice, we can make these now. Yeah, we have the 1 lithium, we need to make that. I think there's not really much else we could make for 1 lithium that could give us more benefits, so let's go for that right away. Oh no, wait, we need... No, I'm looking at a different recipe. I'm confusing myself by not pinning the thing I wanted to make. Nope, we have everything we need. Great. Oh, do I need to make that in the thingy station that we don't have yet? Oh, maybe we need to make that on the thingy station that we don't have yet. Yep, modification station. One should learn to read if one wants to function with items. That's a shame. Oh well. What else is new that we can make? I like how you kind of can always do your progression in this game by just looking at the new recipes that you unlocked. Like, they will naturally just get you to new locations. I don't think we need the Pathfinder tool. I do want the laser cutter, which needs diamonds. Not entirely certain where I can easily get some diamonds for now. We still have some beacons. I guess we'll start by expanding our base a little bit now that we have the multipurpose room. Now I want a large room though, right? Like, that's the issue with having more options suddenly. I would need 1 more lithium to make plasteel. Also just a shit ton of titanium. Probably also need to reinforce the area more before we can place it. Ugh, never mind. We're not making a large room, we'll just do a multi-purpose room. So we probably want to reinforce the foundation, or expand the foundation a little bit. Let's grab the... Oh, we are completely out of lead, huh? That's not great. Or have I put my lead in here? I do have my lead in here, never mind, we have some lead. That is alright. I want the habitat builder. Oh, I missed this earlier when I was looking at other tools that might need new batteries. Whoops, my bad. Right, so how do we lay this out? I think we'll just expand this way, make a bit of a platform here. This is pretty big. I probably want this roughly here. So we'll do a turn here, probably one with windows, because windows are pretty. Probably don't have the glass on me to make that happen. Nope. Oh, we can always replace that from inside if I recall correctly. Oh, we can't place this because I have a locker too close to it. Oh no, that's gonna be a pain. I'll have to make another locker just to move shit over temporarily. Well, let's get to it then. I can't do that without quartz. Oops. Can't close the menu with escape. So we'll just place you here, just so we can temporarily stash everything from the rightmost locker and this one instead. So empty inventory, so we have some capacity. I will do this roughly 1800 more times, I think. Over here, put all of this in here instead. Now we deconstruct you, that's the wrong button. So now we should be able to place a building piece here. We can, okay. I can't see which direction that's facing from inside, so we'll have to place that from the outside, but at least it works now. And I might want to make this a little bit longer. Oh, I put my building materials away. Fucking dumbass. I guess this only connects once it is done. I thought the ghost would already connect, but alas. Oops, I press everything but the correct button.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
You saw nothing. Get a bit more of this shit going. I guess we'll put the silver and gold stuff in here while we have room. We might end up using some forts. I guess I'll put some in my inventory. How are we doing for lead? Do we have more? Yeah, we have a good bit more. Sure, that should suffice for now. See how much this costs in terms of hull strength. It's not too bad. Not too bad at all.
Prudent to separate work and leisure spaces to maximize productivity. Treat this space as your home, but never forget that it is not.
I'm tempted to just make this room like a little... kind of like the AI was just suggesting. Like a little living space, and then we have the other multipurpose room there. Or we could just put a generator in here, because we can make the biogenerator. If we have the materials for it. Seems a little weird to just have that right here on the entrance, but why not? It's probably fine. I'm surprised we haven't been gribbled by more sand sharks. I remember them being a pain in the ass when you tried to build here. We were attacked by one here earlier, but I punched it once with my knife and then it fucked off. Didn't expect it to fuck off long term though. Okay, so, let's see. I can't go through there. I will never be happy ever again. I think this is gonna be our main construction crafting sort of room, because I want that close to the entrance, since that's where we're gonna be spending the majority of time. So I think we'll start by placing a fabricator over here. I think the rest of the stream is just gonna be base building for the most part. Like shuffling items back and forth and shit. It's probably gonna take me long enough to fill up the remaining roughly 1800 hours of my life. I don't know why my life would end in 1800 hours. I don't know what I'm saying. I'm just rambling because that's what you do when you're streaming. Don't mind me. Okay, so a fabricator goes here, modification station in one of these corners. There's bubbles in here. Oh yeah, right, I also remember a fish swimming through your base and that sort of shit being a thing that happens. What else do I need in a room like this? We can't make the modification station yet, can we? No. Alright, Forwind Badger. Yeah, I mean, a friend of mine once referred to just talking while streaming as just loosening your mental sphincter and letting go, and it is to a certain extent true. You just kind of say whatever the fuck comes up, not really having the opportunity to put too much thought into it, so I can understand that part, at the very least. I guess we'll take the battery from the flashlight for now. We haven't really used it very much. Let's put the basically empty one in here for now, just to save the space. Right, I definitely want to have a separate room just for lockers. I think I might stack those vertically. So let's go outside and build another multi-purpose room on top or below. We can't really do below because we built a foundation, never mind, this goes on top. And we don't have enough titanium. One short, that's a shame. I don't think that's twisted, I think that's completely normal. I don't think it's a very common thing for people to just, as dumb as it sounds, sit in a room that is effectively empty and just talk to yourself. Like, even if you're conceptually aware that you are talking to people, it's just like you're sitting there and you're just talking. And most people don't just sit around and just ramble, just talk. Why would they? Like, you usually only talk when you're talking to other people. So, like, struggling to find interesting things to say, I think is completely normal. I don't know. I don't think that would be twisted or weird. So, like, singing or making funny noises, just... Like, realistically, if we're just gonna assume that I'm gonna be sitting here for the next 15 plus minutes and just doing some random base building, what interesting thing do I have to say? Like, the gameplay, for all intents and purposes, speaks for itself. There isn't really much interesting or unique stuff that I could really contribute at this point. So, eventually, the commentary degrading a bit and going into la la la, I'll just, like, build more stuff here, grab more quartz, haha, oh, I need to sort out my storage for the 18th time. Like, it's just naturally gonna happen, I think. There's not much you can do to prevent that. There's also nothing wrong with it. I think most people understand just fine. Right, let's go and grab some of these fisk, because we are starving. I think I placed the trap over here, if I recall correctly. I think Reginald is good for food, isn't it? I don't actually remember which fish are good. I think peepers are pretty good. You can't always just be picky. Definitely need more bladderfish. You always need bladderfish. I'll take 2. Okay, so next we need a bunch of titanium so we can rebuild these storage lockers. I think they also cost 1 quartz each, which is annoying, but we'll figure it out. So let's see what we can grab. I think we left some quartz behind here when we were coming by earlier. Very dark. If only I had a flashlight with some power in it. I'm just kidding, I wouldn't actually use it, because it would make me slow. Being slow is the worst in the game. Just always gotta go fast. Most important thing in life. Any more? Oh, we were here already and grabbed the sandstone, if I recall correctly. Yeah. Look at all these creature eggs. Not yet. Hello, Stalker. Hey, mind grabbing me this, or giving me the salvage? Thank you. Wow, you die quick when you go into those. I thought I'll just briefly hop in there, grab the salvage and fuck off, but we just completely died. Hot damn. Yeah, I think you ultimately just... Unless you have a thing going, like if you're doing a shtick, like you're acting a character or something, then you probably have something that your character would be talking about, and then you can just, quote-unquote just, obviously, you can just do what the character would be doing, or just rambling about what the character is doing. Or if you're doing, like, a specific show, you have specific material to work with, then I think you can, for most people, just fine follow the script, if that makes sense, as far as what the character would be doing. But anyone else that's just, like, streaming normally, or just doing whatever comes naturally, I think we just all ramble about whatever the fuck comes up. Be that some anecdote that you have from recent experiences, or something about the game, ideally, that you're talking about. I don't know. Rambling is completely normal. And then if you're, like, in theory, some sort of big man streamer, with dozens or hundreds of people that are nearby in the chat. Nearby, yes, words. You can, of course, try to talk with them about whatever. Like, at that point, chat also sort of self-perpetuates, because people will talk amongst each other, and you don't even have to engage all that much, which is great. But, I think especially smaller streamers, we just ramble about whatever. That said, some people also just shut the fuck up, which... I respect and understand where that's coming from, but my brain, like, for me, I come from the background of, like, watching a shit ton of Let's Plays and streamers and shit, so for me, I always have to be talking, at least every X seconds. I can't let the game just sit there and do its thing.
A common Complication for cave.
I'll not be talking over cutscenes or dialogue or whatever, but for normal gameplay, I say talking over in-game dialogue, but for normal gameplay I think you kind of just want to have something going on, rather than just let the game then speak for itself, sit down and speak for itself. That's pretty mean. That's not alright. Yeah, I mean, venting is fine. It ultimately really depends on the game you're playing. If you're doing something chill where the game doesn't offer that much material, like for this now, for like this part where we're base building, it's really hard to come up with interesting stuff to talk about. Like, I could have maybe sat down and prepared some topics beforehand and be like, oh yeah, today we're gonna be like talking about this thing that I experienced the other day, or like I maybe make some random topic up that you can speak about in advance, so you have something that keeps you going. But in general, it's really hard once you're doing a thing where the game itself doesn't provide much content. Whereas if you're like in a part of the game that's very intense, like a lot of cool shit is happening or whatever, it's probably pretty easy to just react to what the game provides you with, as dumb as that sounds. So it really depends on what you're playing and what's currently going on. I'm thinking about how I'm going to do this, by the way. I think I want windows in these diagonal ones, and then we'll use the straight ones for storage lockers. I want to cram quite a few lockers in here, but I'm not sure how I'm going to do that without like blocking all of the windows. And I do want windows, because windows are great in this. It just always sounds, or looks really cool to have windows in these underwater bases. Just not quite sure how to do it. I like this, or dislike the squeaky footstep noise, by the way. Like the tick, tick, tick. Okay. Kinda irritating. How do I cram as many lockers as possible in here without it looking complete shit? Let's see, so I'll start by plopping the one down here. God damn it, Tomb. That is source gray, I cannot accept. Let's try again. Yeah, copyright stuff is just... there's basically no winning. I think the only reasonable move is to either use something that is very blatantly common domain, like that basically can't give you any trouble, or just not bother. I imagine that's the only real way to be safe. Okay, how would this look if we did something like that on both ends and then we just have a window here? That probably looks very weird eventually, huh? Do I have enough glass to make a window just so we can see what that looks like? I can probably make that. Square quartz. I grabbed some quartz before I died. Did I lose all of it? Or did I already... I already used it up because we built some lockers. Oh no. Well, we still have some sitting around here. Let's see. Let's make some glass and see what that looks like. Yeah, they're just notoriously unhelpful with shit like that as well. It's kind of in their best interest to just let it simmer as long as possible, because what are you going to do about it? Not much. So it's like much better for them, even if it's a shit move, to play it safe and just let you sit on the copyright issues as much as possible. So they don't have to do anything and they don't have to bother. I'm not sure I like this. It doesn't look awful, but maybe we'll find something nice to place in these corners. Maybe I can just do a planter. If we put a tall plant onto that could look alright. I also like didn't place these perfectly symmetrical, but I don't think we'll notice after the initial building phase. So let's grab the Chinese potato that we have and toss it in there. That should grow nice and tall. There was this bin back here. There's just a bunch of fish slamming into my Seamoth or what? Yeah, the biter keeps going for it. Are you taking damage? No, you're full. Okay, good. Never mind, then I don't need to worry. I cannot wait to get rid of those storage lockers that are just in the way. Oh my. Alright, planter, in you go. I think we can work with that. I think that's gonna look okay. Maybe that's not the most optimal solution or whatever, but I think that'll do fine. We might not even end up needing that many lockers, but I do tend to hoard game or resources on games like this, so I'd rather have too many storage lockers than too few. Okay, so what are we out of? We're out of titanium, as to be expected. Okay, so let me start carrying all of these things over. Let's just grab everything and just sort it as we get it. I didn't get to comment on that because we had dialogue going, but these fucking instant transmission letters are hilarious to me. That's such a, I don't know, such an unapologetic way of just maybe saving on animations or whatever. I don't know. It's very silly to me. Let's put silver in this one and then gold in this one. I don't know if we're actually gonna end up with that thin of a spread of resources. We probably do this entire corner with just titanium. Yeah, I need to eat something soon. But I think we're good for now. Let's do glass in here then, lead, lithium, whatever, and then one corner was just a bunch of titanium. So we can dismantle these lockers once we're done clearing them out, which will make this a little bit easier. Not sure what to do with this bin. Maybe we should do this bin later, because it's been our miscellaneous, just all sorts of random items bin. Hey, I even have a fish here. Let's go and cook that in a sec. Yeah, let's stick with the actual very common resources for now, like lead and titanium, silver, copper, that sort of shit. Because those should be a little bit easier to sort out. Oops. Sustenance, cooked food, Reginald. Okay, so how much does a Reginald provide? How... oops. Yes, let's pin all the fish. That's a fantastic idea. I should do that. 44! Yeah, I was right. Reginald, very good to eat. Fine man. Okay, we have a bit of silver, which goes here. I actually have a pretty reasonable amount of silver. I was not expecting that. I remembered resources being a little bit more strict on this one, but either we got really lucky or I just misremembered. I guess we'll put... I will keep one of these entrance lockers standing for a while, probably the center one, as just a collection of random stuff that we haven't thoroughly sorted out yet. So let's dismantle you. And you. Let's grab this junk. And put the stuff that we can't sort out yet also back in here. Which is pretty much most of it, huh? That one we can deal with, that one we can deal with. I'll only have one beacon on me for now. I think that should be good enough. And we don't need the fire extinguisher on us at all time. We also don't really need the empty flashlight, so let's maybe not do that. I can grab the water because we're going to be using some in a bit. Let's do that. I generally feel like the Sea Glide's lantern light thingy is good enough when it comes to illuminating the surroundings, so you don't need the flashlight that much. It is very bright and very good though, so if you are using it, it's gonna pay off. Right, now we can deconstruct this locker. I'm surprised it let me put another module over on the side. Hello there, grass. Oh no. I don't think we can remove that. That might drive me insane long term. Yeah, that's just gonna permanently clip through that corner if we build it like this. I might have to remove this multipurpose room then, and move it somewhere else. I don't think I'll ever be happy if that keeps being a thing. Or maybe we put something in there where we don't see the corner ever. Like, we can just place something in the way so we don't see it. That might be the more reasonable way of doing it. Oops, I accidentally pressed the wrong mouse button. Or the wrong button, and I started deconstructing this room. Very good. Suddenly the wall was gone, or the door was gone, and I was very confused for a moment. Right, so I'd like to slap a generator. Where generator? Here. A bioreactor in here. That is not very expensive to make. We can make that no problem. Need some silver. I'm already starting to notice some issues with the way we've currently laid this out, but oh well, we'll deal with it as it comes up. Later down the line, once the bins are all in place and shit like that, it's much easier to fix stuff, rather than desperately trying to do that now. One lubricant. I should have made the wiring kit, I'm an idiot, I just grabbed the raw material. Something just clipped through the corner there. Not unnerving at all. Let's do that.
A
Boom.
reliable power source is a critical step towards self-sufficiency. Consider keeping a photojournal of your achievements to motivate you in times of despair.
Boom. Photo has been taken. I will forever be motivated by this very important picture. Life accomplishment. I think we could just put some planters in here and then just have them full of melons and shit. They cost titanium though, and we are desperately low on titanium. Okay, let's leave this here for a sec. We need to drink. Keep the last one in here as well, because we're gonna go... Actually, never mind, we can't put that in there. NVM. So, what do we need? We need a shit ton of titanium, ideally some quartz. I think that's gonna be it for the most of it. I think we're good on hunger for a little bit longer. So, there was this wreck nearby that we didn't fully loot yet. Also, I want to unpin this recipe. I wish I could unpin it from here. Oh, I can middle mouse button drag it, and that will make it disappear. Okay, never mind. That is a very awkward bind. I'm glad I tried that though. I didn't expect that to actually do anything. Hi mate, please leave. Can't scan that one already, or again, because we already did that. Gladly take some metal salvage, nothing there. Very noisy neighbors. It's a fine sound though. Not that one, that guy is a dick. We don't like that guy. Hey, bar table, sure. Yoink! Give me that. Why scan take long when scan could be short instead? Don't take the forklift. We do take the quartz though. Don't stop moving so that the tiger plant doesn't shoot me. Anything else hidden in this wreckage? Not that I successfully spot. There's a bit of salvage. Yoink. Right, moving on. Welcome aboard, Captain. We did explore this one already, didn't we? No, we didn't. We might not have even gotten the distress call for that yet, but I just coincidentally stumbled across it, so we may as well. Okay, a recipe that we already had, so we get some titanium, and we get some lore.
What are you doing? You were gone so long. I thought you drowned. Put the flare down. I was going to try and attract someone's attention.
These idiots.
That's not a distress
Oh,
flare.
this idiot rather.
Stop waving it around like that. You'll catch the fuel line.
Yep. Just make your own demise.
Ma'am, I need you to stay calm. We're not in immediate danger.
Where are the rescue teams?
The Aurora didn't make it.
So, where are the rescue teams?
They're dead, ma'am. We have rendezvous coordinates, but the routes are radiated.
So, what are you going to do?
I'm head of human resources, ma'am. This is not my expertise. But the PDA says if we can find some lead, we can make radiation suits.
Oh, there! I am not setting foot outside this life pod without the proper protection.
Don't worry. I'll go.
30 seconds.
I don't know how that shark didn't hit me, but I appreciate it. So yeah, lady being a complete twit. Poor other lady having to carry the situation. And then she gets done in for her trouble. Something, something, no good deed goes unpunished. I hit 2 fish and I didn't take much damage. I remember when DK was playing the test version of this engine upgrade, he was having a lot of trouble with his ship getting burned, and I saw a streamer the other day that was playing this, which also inspired me to play it. And they were having the same issue, where any fish they bumped into would take upwards of like 8, sometimes 10+% of durability. So either I'm getting really lucky, or there's something weird with the physics that I coincidentally avoid that they are not avoiding. Might be tied to frame rate actually. I've locked this to 60 FPS because I don't have the like big man monitors for 144. So maybe on higher frame rate something about the collision is worse. I don't know. Completely guessing though, I have actually nothing to base that off of. I'm getting a lot of quartz, that's alright. A little bit worried about finding what we need. Moonpool fragment, very nice. I will take that. If I recall correctly, in this forest there is rarely a big Satan swimming around, so I'm not gonna get too close there until we want to properly explore it later. I'll just mostly stick to the red kelp area. It's very nice of the game to give you an automatic marker on your Seamoth, or on your vehicles in general.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
I mean, it's a crashed escape pod, there's a chance that thing was just exposed. If you remember, our own drop pod at the start of the game is also damaged, and we have to repair it with a repair tool. So maybe some exposed wiring is in there. I don't know. I guess the question then becomes, what sort of fuel line does a crashed drop pod even have? And why would it immediately explode? It seems like pretty dangerous drop pod design, but I don't know. At that point, arguing about very small things. I think it's believable enough. It's a little bit silly, of course, but I don't really consider it a major thing. Let's grab some quartz. Fill the last 2 inventory spots we have right here. 1 and 2. And off we go. There's something about the way Subnautica does bases that just always looks cool. Like, even this tiny bit here that doesn't really have many features to it just yet, it looks cool to me. I don't know. It just tickles me the right way. I think we ultimately need at least 2 different things grown here.
Is a proven survival strategy. Craig McGill survived 47 months on a welcome aboard captive salad of live tree roaches and stagroot.
Poor guy. Oh no. That is very bottom of the barrel tomb, goddamn. I am almost impressed. Oh, right, we have this thing. I was keeping that, even though it was 4 inventory spaces, because we can, apparently, it says on the tin here, nutrient-rich manure is suitable for bioenergy production, so in it goes. Haha, let's see how much power we get from that. So take that, random troll that puts shit in a time capsule. I am going to make use of your shit. And you can't stop me, because it's my shit now. So I want to put water filtration machines on at least 2 of these walls eventually. So I'm not entirely sure if we can fit what I want to fit in here. Are we actually out of titanium? Oh, I didn't scrap the salvage yet, never mind. Here we go. Or salvage the scrap yet? What is actually correct about those 2? I don't know, whatever, between those 2. Who needs proper England when bad England do trick? Alright, let's put our marble metal in there. I think I want to make a second one just for the lantern fruit as well. If that even works with the rotten one, I hope it does. Would be pretty ass otherwise. Yes, we can do that with a rotten one. Very good. Type them. Melon goes here. So it'll take a while before we can fill up the entire planters with these things that we're growing, but it's gonna be useful eventually. Oh no. Here we go. Brace for impact. I mean, this looks alright. It's kind of awkward with this corner here, right? But it looks okay. Could be worse. I think if I put this left locker a little bit more further to the right here, so that it closes in a little bit more, like on that side, it might overall be very slightly better. Oh, right, I can't do that. Okay, fuck it. We'll just... Okay, fuck. Unfuck it. We'll do it anyway. That is how we did that, yeah. It's a little bit closer, actually. Maybe. Let's see once it's finished. Yeah, I managed to place that even closer. That's wild. Oh god. That is... yeah. You were not lying. Okay, now it's a little bit too close, for fuck's sake. Okay, I'll give myself one more shot to place this exactly perfect. Then I'll stop fiddling with this for everyone's sanity, possibly including my own. Maybe like this. We're just gonna keep it with this, regardless of what it ends up. Yeah, it's pretty good. Yeah, I mean, given that I don't have any, like... roster alignment thingy here, like grid snapping thingy, I think that looks alright. That seems reasonable. I'll give it up for myself for that one. Right, let's see what to put in here. I have lead in that one, quartz in the one further on the right. Holy shit, it's time to stop streaming for the day, I think. I mean, if you guys want me to stop streaming, you could just really tell me. You don't need to go about the psychological torment, but you know, you could... I'm receptive to constructive criticism, not, like... You don't need to go this far. You can just go like, hey, Cube, let's maybe take a break from streaming today. Like, yeah, let's maybe not do it, you know? Like, yeah, I'm okay with that. Going. Hey, remember how I said we're probably not gonna eat many Chinese potatoes? Well, by the power of sheer coincidence and decoration, we are now starting to eat these Chinese potatoes, so, I did not have the last laugh after all. They weren't lying, this thing is still, so going strong, in terms of providing power, very good. Let's make more bins, fuck it. Let's just use up all the titanium. We need to grab more anyway. I might end up doing some of the base building stuff and resource gathering stuff off stream. Like maybe later in the day. Might just sit down and do some of the random like busy work here. I'm gonna make this symmetrical. I'm not sure if that's the greatest idea, but fuck it, we'll go for it. This is definitely the correct way of spending my very limited titanium right now. If you don't make your base pretty, do you even have a base at all? It's a trick question, the answer is obvious. Right. Back to resource collecting. I don't think I need the knife. Now that we have room, we can just be very strict about what we keep on us. I might need the flotation device. I might read the repair thing because we're taking the sea moth, so those things will keep, but the rest can go. Welcome aboard, Captain. I was robbed. I was hoping for a welcome aboard, Captain. Apparently I'm not Captain enough.
Passing 100 meters. Oxygen efficiency decreased.
And one of these. Ah, that's the big wreck that I was talking about. We still don't have the laser cutter, but fuck it, now that we have the sea moth, let's hop in there and see if we can do anything interesting. We just bonked the fish, once again, no damage taken. Fuck it, we'll park it closer. We will need this for air. Okay, now we're taking damage. Yeah, that was 2 bonks and we took a shit ton of damage. Okay. The fun times are apparently over. Alright, Spectacles. We're going on a bit of a diving spree today. Although we might be on the tail end of the diving spree, mostly just doing some base setting up, resource gathering, that sort of shit. So a bit of a chill end to the session. Not that the stream was particularly intense, we haven't done anything that scary yet in the gun. Can't go through there, I guess. We were sneakily dodging all these bullets, so I guess that's sort of intense. It's almost like intensity. Is that a... no, never mind, that's just part of the rubble. I wish there was an indicator for how full your inventory is somewhere on the screen. Having to pull up the PDA just kind of feels weird. It has that little animation as well while you pull it up. That makes it just that extra little bit clunky. It's not bad or aggressively clunky, just tiny bit. Okay, so this is where we get stuck in this building and lose our way and then we die. That's usually how that goes. Like lose our sense of direction. Hey, battery charger fragment, nice. I would appreciate that. Maybe we can find the second half of that as well. Yeah, we need the laser cutter for... do we? It doesn't say. Oh, picture frame, sure. Why not? We scan everything. Light stick, alright. Apparently the light stick is complicated enough to take 2 slots. Isn't that a battery charger as well? Maybe that's a power cell charger? Regardless, it should probably let me scan it. Okay, before we go in there, let's go and get some more air. As we're parked on the other side, it's easy to get lost. See more. Inventory is filling up nicely. A lot of titanium, which is just what we need. Can you stop nibbling my boat? Yeah, I mean, I've already went on the warpath with big oxygen by making my own oxygen tanks instead of store-bought bullshit.
100 meters. Oxygen efficiency decreased.
So yeah, I'm really taking it to them. It appears as though there is still a shit ton of titanium to be had here. A propulsion cannon fragment.
Blueprint acquired.
Not done with that one yet. Benches, sure, I'll learn how to bench. And this is where we need the laser cutter. Fuck.
New blueprint acquired.
Well, we got some stuff. Okay, we'll have to revisit this at a later point then, because there's still a bunch of titanium to be had, and there's the door that we need to cut open with God knows what in it. Could be something good. Yeah, scrap here, technology there, 2 bits to scan. So many resources. So much stuff. But hey, it's not far from our base, so it's good to have something nearby that we can just go and grab whenever. I wonder if I should make another planter for these mushrooms, but the mushrooms are just growing absolutely everywhere here, so it feels like a waste. It does feel pretty... like, it does feel nice and proper though to have it on the... on my base though. Just have all the planting that we need right here. Nope, I don't think so. I couldn't find that anyway. I tried looking for it. So either I am hard blind, which there's always a chance, or it just doesn't have one by default. Right, let's scrap all this shit. And we can make more bins. Let's finish the plant pot and continue bin construction. So we're lining up with the white line there at the bottom, and we go... Did I fuck it up everywhere? No, it seems like I got that fine on the other side. I'm sure this is correct, roughly. There's no way it's not correct, roughly. Somewhere here. Oh, quartz, sweat. I have some of that. Not much, but some. So yeah, we're very likely just overkilling on storage space again. Kinda like I did in the below zero playthrough, but I tend to prefer overbuilding storage rather than underbuilding storage. I like to have a somewhat organized sort of storage room for myself. And I like to hoard resources rather than only getting the bare minimum of what I need. So I'd rather have a little bit too big of a storage room than too little. I think this is gonna look alright once we're done. Slapping in windows and shit. I might even put windows behind the lockers themselves. Or we put reinforcements there actually. That's probably wise long term because we can't see that much anyway and these windows should be good enough. Ones on the corners. How much more do I want to build right now? I'm not entirely sure what to put in this one yet. Let's see, we have... I plan to put lithium in there, and then we have quartz, lead, something. Maybe this is the titanium corner, so we'll just put titanium into all of these. Oops. Not sure of all of these, but... just to mark that out. And then here we'll probably put... oh, I think diamonds might go into that one. I think that's also mostly for structural stuff. Like, logically I'm trying to sort it as like... this is for structural stuff, so like lead, lithium, diamonds, and quartz to a lesser extent, because like glass walls and shit. And then here I want to do electronic stuff, so I have like copper, silver, gold, and then I think rubies go here, I'm not entirely sure yet. And then we'll do like this corner for pretty much everything else. That seems like it would be reasonable. We have a little bit of quartz, right? Yeah, I don't know, let's not waste all of it for now. Let's just stop here with the base building. Oops, I need that. This goes here, this goes here. We can start clearing this out further. What else is there that we might want to store eventually? So lithium, and that is spoken for. Uraninite, I'm not sure where to put that. We'll see. Maybe we'll end up with a couple of random assortments of storage. Just whatever goes, really. But I'm sure that's fine. Let's put these away. And then think about what we want to do next. I think we are missing out on some of the messages that have been sent already. Like we're a little bit short. Oh, I need to place one more bin. Most discombobulated man, EU West. This was the one that didn't fit for some reason, yeah. Yeah, so I misplaced this one slightly, or what? This doesn't look misplaced, I wonder why. Don't think I misplaced the plant plot either. Weird. Oh, it was just too close to the thing? Never mind. Looks like that works out just fine. Right, so, rubies in here, lithium I wanted to put over here. Hey, we're done with the potatoes again, that was fast. They go really quickly. I'm just gonna put potatoes into all of these for now. Don't really have a reason, I'm not sure that it's the most interesting decorative flower we could put in there, but for now that's kind of all we have, so may as well. Right, so what are our next steps? We want probably to bring the knife. I'm gonna bring a first aid kit because that's always nice to have on exploration. I need to stock up on some water, so we'll go and get some bladderfish as well as just some fish in general for eating. Hey, we're done with the marble melon. Where's my knife? I pressed the wrong button. Oh, I remember this being an issue. There we go. Finally found the magic pixel. Oh my god. Game ejects me. Don't eject me, game. Yep, this is still going. Alright, so this pile of shit that the guy gave me is actually being very useful. How nice. Let's grab one beacon, just in case we want to mark shit later. Okay, so in terms of progression stuff, I want to find the blueprints for the battery charger. I want to make a laser cutter. I'm not super invested into getting a scanner room just yet. I think I want to expand the base in general a little bit further before that becomes important. I need a bunch of lithium, lead, titanium as always. So this needs 2 diamonds. I would be fine with making a stasis rifle at some point. Maybe not immediately. You need the modification station for the better fins that we've got the recipe for already. And yeah, I think that's mostly it. One thing I should make though, while I'm still here, and while I still have my brain with me, which is rapidly evacuating the stream for today, let's make a radio here. Will I just place it on the side? We need some titanium and copper, was it? Isn't this the bin? No, that's not the bin, this is the bin. I only put 1 in here, let's put 1 from here, or grab 1 from here. Do this, downstairs, build.
This is Avery Quinn of
Hey, here we go.
Sunbeam. Aurora, do you read? Over. Nothing but vacuum. These Altera ships. They run low on engine grease, send an SOS, you offer help, they don't pick up. Aurora, I'm out on the far side of the system. It's gonna take more than a week to reach your position. Do you still need our assistance? Over. I'll try them again tomorrow. Damn charter's gonna have us blowing our credits running errands for Altera. See what the long-range scans pick up in the meantime.
I am not going to speedrun the game. That is not happening. I mean, you've seen me just dabble with the fucking base building for the last 40 minutes now, so there's no way we're speedrunning this.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
I guess the other option would have been to just never interact with the radio ever again, because I think they don't show up until you hear their next message. Alright, let's go down here for a second, see if we can spot any new... Oh, I wanted to grab more food and stuff. Oh well, whatever. I've committed. Bonk. Jesus Christ, scared me shitless. So I think there's 2 of these mushroom biomes, and I think one of them has a Leviathan hanging around. And I'm not sure if it's this one or the other one. I am not a man of remember. This looks like the sandy dunes sort of area, which is not where I want to be, if I have a choice. So maybe this is Spooky Town. What I should do, because this game doesn't automatically do that, is save every now and then. really seeing many reasons to be here right now. I was hoping for some wreckages, maybe. Some bits and bobs to scan, pick up, resource nodes.
The biomass in this area is dominated by plant life, picking up faint or terra vehicle signatures.
This is the fun part of not remembering. Back when I was still like going from one playthrough to the next, I had a pretty good idea of where things were safe and where I can hang out and where not. As of now, I just kind of forgot just enough that I know one of these is safe and one isn't, and I don't know in which one I am. So that makes it like a little bit more spooky and unsettling. I think this is the safe one though, because it has this thing. Although they are kind of all over the place, maybe that doesn't actually indicate that it's safe. Regardless, let's have a look. Scan this. Alien vent. Aliens. See if there's anything else interesting. I think we'll just do some minor stuff scanning and then we fuck off again. Because I don't see any interesting resources that we can't get otherwise. Or any wreckages. I think you guys are harmless if I recall correctly. Don't leave, I want to scan you. Oh, speaking of wreckages, Cyclops hull fragment, very fun. I guess it does a little bit. I don't quite see the resemblance myself. Hey, yeah, cure me. No, don't leave. That sounds satany. Oh, it stopped spreading bullshit, never mind. That's why I can't scan it anymore. Maybe I lost the actual one. Oh well. I wonder if I should drop a beacon here just to mark the vent. I don't know if I'm gonna need it as a navigation point. Probably not. So I kind of feel a little bit more safe hanging out in these mushrooms, because I think anything major in size would not be able to get me here, because I'd be stuck on the mushrooms realistically. However, this game is pretty shite with collision, so Leviathans like to just literally swim through solid walls and the ground and shit. So you can't actually be sure that stuff like the trees will provide me with cover. Which is both, like, fun because it's scary, but it's also, like, fun in the wrong way because it's scary in the wrong way, because it shouldn't just clip through terrain. That's such as life in the zone, I suppose. Bonk. So it seems like either fish do nothing to me when I bonk them, or they hit me very fucking hard when I bonk them. There's been no in between. There's the Electro Boys in the background. Maybe I shouldn't be here yet until we upgrade the Seamoth a bit. I really just want 2 diamonds so I can upgrade the... not upgrade, build the laser cutter. Then we'll go explore the Aurora eventually. I think we'll hang out here for now and grab some of these materials.
Remember that materials you gather are the property of the All-Terra Corporation. You will be liable to reimburse the full market price. Your current bill stands at 3 million credits.
Don't worry, I got that. NP. I'd probably be rich selling all this research data I got from scanning all sorts of wildlife and plant life. Very mean cave, pretty easy to get lost here. With the different little nooks and crannies. I'm just hopping in here to get my air back, and now we're going to go back out. I do feel a little bit safer without my Seamoth, ironically. Because we are just so much more maneuverable. I think hiding in this little cave is generally a good idea. I don't think there's much that can do us in while we're in here.
Passing 200 meters. Oxygen efficiency greatly decreased. New blueprint acquired.
Oh, that's an egg. I thought that was gonna be shale. Let me drop this. Sorry, egg. Just not ready to be a dad just yet. Right, we re-air, we hop back out. Okay, let's go in here and try not to get lost. Don't know if I've ever been down here. Interesting little place. I would like to explore that more, but without the rebreather, I feel like we're not gonna...
Inside a long calcified root system. Evidence suggests it was eaten away by other life forms over many centuries to form these natural caves.
Yeah, I'd like to go down there and probably grab a bunch of shale, because there's probably a bunch of shale, but at the same time I don't have my rebreather on, so I don't think I can live long enough, especially not without getting lost. Give it a quick look. This place is pretty neat. I'll try to stay close to this main room, because from here it should be easy to get back out. That said, I don't see any resource nodes. Let's go back for some air, 1 second. Are you guys humping my ship? What are you doing? Oops. I wonder how long it's gonna take me to get used to the buttons again. Pressing the wrong buttons so fucking often.
200 meters. Oxygen efficiency greatly decreased.
So I'll start with the right one. There's a lot of shale. Lithium, gold, gold. Oh, I guess that's how I ended up with the surplus of gold that I remember. I think that's just the side effect of sandstone giving gold, as well as shale also giving gold. So you have 2 sources of gold, both of which you're gonna find a pretty reasonable amount of. New message. I guess by listening to that message, we'll effectively decide the fate of those guys, TM. I don't have any food or drinks, so I'm probably gonna have this be my last little trip down here before we leave again. Oh, there's a brain coral here. They are very awkward, yeah. In a very surprising way too. Because you'd think simple buttons for like menuing, inventory management, that sort of shit shouldn't be hard to get right, but here we are. Imagine getting lost, couldn't be me. Right, we definitely need to leave now though, because food and water are pretty bad.
30 seconds.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
Bonk. Hello, it is I, the cube that leaves. Goodbye. Bonk.
Seek fluid intake.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I said earlier, I think those little nodules on the walls being your resource nodes is fine and like conceptually a fun thing because you can see them very easily and you can sort of tell right away what you're gonna get and that sort of thing. But the RNG element of it, I never really got the idea behind. Like, why make it random? Why not just make it so that certain nodes will always give you certain things. Like with Ruby, etc. They didn't need to make it RNG, but they did, and I'm not sure it's better for it. Bonk, just fucking hammer into the ground. No biggie, ship can take it. Yoink. Let's buy another one. Fuck, where'd you go? Hiding in the tall grass, fucking advanced survival strategies for a silly fisk. That's the last one. Yoink. Right, with that we shall swim home. And then we'll... Can I... Oh fuck, I keep pressing E to enter vehicle. Imagine... Yeah, whatever, let's not ramble about it. We've been talking about the controls for a while now. So I'll just have to accept that they're a bit weird, and I'll get used to them eventually, and probably by that point I'll have stopped playing the game, so I'll never actually get used to them, and then they'll ruin me for other games. Haha. Good times. Well, we have enough diamonds to make the laser cutter now, so that's nice. We can explore this wreck right here. There's a bit down there that I may still be able to scan. Anyway, we have water in our pocket, which sounds pretty bad, but is actually pretty good in this case. And then we will go get some more fish, and then we will feast, and then everything will be great.
Vital signs stabilizing.
Casually ingest 3 bottles of water, hard normal. No wonder we get to survive this weird catastrophic event. Our character seems to be an absolute creature. I still haven't scanned Reginald. That's unfortunate. Let's try to rectify that once we spot another one. Oh, my battery is out. It's not great. I feel so slow. I can't accept this. We need to shuffle batteries around. It's just not okay. Peeper is good food. Come on, don't leave. Yoink. Oh, inventory full. Oh right, I only had 3 slots. Hard smart. And maybe I should have stashed some of my items before I left, but hey, that's the sort of brain power that I do not possess anymore. Okay, I think we'll go back to base and we'll cook our food and then we'll call it a stream. I think this was a pretty good first set, really. I got reasonably far. We got our Seamoth going, we have a little base going. We are mostly prepared to go and explore the Aurora next time.
Playing partially translated broadcast.
9 new biological subjects designated. Mode. Hunting. Analyzing. Sharing subject locations with other agents.
Oh no. Anyway, yeah, I think this is a good place to stop. Next time we can make our little laser cutter, and then we can go explore the Aurora, which sounds like a fun idea. So let's quickly see if I can render you into someone else, otherwise we'll just call it right here. It seems like this is it for today then. Alright, thank you for watching, and I will see you next time. Goodbye!